Thank you, Aaron. And tonight, West Virginia turns on the lights for Oklahoma. It's the Sooners' first ever trip to Morgantown, and the first game between these two schools since the 2008 Fiesta Bowl. Oklahoma, West Virginia, Big 12 football in prime time tonight on Fox College Football. Craig Bullerjack along with Joel Klatt. So glad you're with us, and welcome to Morgantown. And with Landry Jones and Geno Smith on the football field tonight, Joel, there'll be no lack of offense in this football game.
Well, there's no lack of experience either. Both of these guys have played a ton of football for their respective schools. For Landry Jones, 15,000 career passing yards, one of the best in the country. He did struggle a little bit early in the season, but he has gotten depth and talent in his favor at the wide receiver position late in the season, playing much better of late, especially last week against Baylor. For Geno Smith, he's desperately trying to regain that form that made him the Heisman Trophy frontrunner in the first 5 games of the year. They're on a 4-game slide. He's got to play his best tonight to beat Oklahoma, one of the best pass defenses in the entire country. Should be a great one here in Morgantown.
Yeah, can Geno find his rhythm tonight against Oklahoma? Stay tuned. The Sooners and the Mountaineers. Big 12 football, prime time, coming up next on Fox. Welcome to Fox College Football, presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Welcome back, Morgantown, West Virginia. Big 12 football tonight here on Fox. Petros Papadakis, our sideline insider. And Pete, we can expect a lot of passing yards tonight, but Oklahoma can run the football.
Oh, absolutely they can, Bowler. They're a sound football team from top to bottom. But if you know me, you know I'm a short yardage guy. And they have the best short yardage guy in the business, Blake Bell, the Belldozer. This guy runs traditional run plays like gap and power from the quarterback position in short yardage. He's only a true sophomore, and he's responsible for 23 touchdowns so far in his Oklahoma career. Now, Bob Stoops knows he's got a special one, but there is no guarantee that the Belldozer will start at quarterback next year in 2013.
Maybe Bob Stoops can answer that question after the football game. He's the head coach of Oklahoma, 14th season, and now the second all-time in wins behind Barry Switzer. His counterpart tonight, Dana Holgorsen, his second year here in Morgantown. Remember, they were Big East champions a year ago, into the Orange Bowl with a victory before making the jump now to the Big 12. Joel, Oklahoma rolls in 7-2. Their 2 losses, Kansas State, Notre Dame. Last week, the Sooners scored a shutout win over Baylor, 42-34. 40 days ago, West Virginia 5-0, ranked top 5 in both polls. But since then, as you mentioned, the slide, 4 straight losses.
Well, reality check in the Big 12 Conference, and now they're desperately trying to earn that 6th victory so they can be bowl eligible. They desperately need it because of all the young players. 13 freshmen have played for Dana Holgorsen. They need those extra practices, and now it's up to Geno Smith to go get that 6th victory. They'd love it tonight against a very good Oklahoma team.
Chilly night in Morgantown. Oklahoma won the toss, chose to receive. And the Sooners are just about to experience their first night in Morgantown. Got some clock issues that the officials are trying to take care of.
They're telling them right there that the play clocks are down, and so they're instructing Geno Smith right here about how they're going to be operating the play clock. What's going to happen is at 10 seconds, the back judge will raise his arm straight up. That's what he was telling Geno Smith. At 5 seconds, he brings it out to his side, and then he starts to tick down from 5. Something to watch early in this game. No play clock for either quarterback.
Kurt ready to kick away. Number 40 on his back, and he'll kick off to Roy Finch and Brennan Clay. The Sooners 7-2. West Virginia trying to become bowl eligible with a victory tonight. 5-4 after that 5-0 start. play. Yards deep, and Clay, no return. And Oklahoma will start with Landry Jones at quarterback. And Joel, let's take a look at tonight's Taco Bell impact players.
They've got a lot of talented guys on offense, but the thing that makes them tick is their versatility, and that starts with fullback Trey Millard. He's a guy that as a fullback can line up in the eye, or he can split out in the slot. His ability to do both allows them to play very fast and not have to substitute. On defense, Tony Jefferson, one of the best safeties in all the country. He will be tested tonight against the 5th-ranked pass offense in the country.
Landry Jones, 36-10 as a starting quarterback. Those are the most wins in Oklahoma history. They start with Damian Williams in the backfield, and flags fly on the first play at the 25-yard line. Our referee tonight, Greg Burks.
Offside. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Shaq Rowell, right as the nose guard. There's just no movement offensively. Maybe the left tackle was moving. That was Lane Johnson, number 69, but no reason for the nose guard to be jumping with your nose directly over the ball.
How about a free play on 1st and 5 for Oklahoma? Landry Jones now sets up shotgun. Pressure from the edge. O'Du goes to the ground. Damian Williams crashes into the pile. No gain, and a tackle from the star. One of the outside backers, Terrence Garvin, a senior out of Baltimore.
Here's that fast pace, Craig. Landry Jones brings him right up, snapping the ball.
Little high step past the 35-yard line, and Williams with his second back-to-back carry, and a little jawing going on as he flips the ball to the official. Oklahoma will give you a couple of different looks in the rhythm of their game. They hurry up, a quick snap, Jones pocket, good protection, throws and nearly intercepted the intended receiver, Kenny Stills. And one thing for West Virginia, Joel, as you know, can they get substitutions on and off the field in time, playing that pace of Oklahoma?
This is the last ranked defense against the pass in the country, 120th, and they're facing Landry Jones averaging 309 yards per game. This is a stiff test for this defense.
Jones takes a quick glance to the sideline on 2nd down and 10. Play action pressure from the backside. Steps up and throws, and Kenny Stills makes the reception. I know they're going to call it, wave it off, incomplete. That was an odd throw by Landry Jones.
It was a terrific pass rush from the outside. You see the left part of the screen getting to him, and Landry Jones actually threw that off of 1 foot. So important to get him off of his throw spot. When he's got to get outside of the pocket, he's only a 44% passer. It's a huge key for West Virginia tonight.
Oklahoma spreads the field, 4 wide receivers. Williams right alongside Landry Jones on 3rd down and 10. And now the officials run in, flag out at the 32.
False start, number 69 offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's the left tackle, Lane Johnson.
Remember, he moved on that opening play, but Shaq Rowell was offside. So clearly, the left tackle, Lane Johnson, unable to hear Landry Jones right now, trying to get this snap away, which doesn't make a lot of sense because they should be using the silent cadence on the road in the shotgun.
Third down and 15. Jones flush from the pocket, on the run, throws, slingshots it for a reception. 1st down, 47-yard line. It was Stills with the reception, and the strong safety Cecil Level came up for the tackle.
Look how open Kenny Stills was the entire time. He floats back to the middle of the field for the completion.
A gain of 16. You hear the pads pop as Saunders comes around the edge. You know what? Saunders is going to have to leave the field. That's one of the rules in college football. The hat pops off. You have to set out a play.
He's one of those wide receivers I was talking to you about, and his emergence has been huge for Landry Jones. A transfer from Fresno State, only became eligible in the middle of the season for the Texas game, but has been enormous for them. 29 receptions and 373 yards in half a season.
Last week against Baylor, 5 receptions for 50 yards. They load up that backfield alongside Jones. Hand off, nothing. Maybe a yard loss defensively for West Virginia, Joel, not known for their run game. They allow about 135 yards a game, and we've got an injured Sooner down. And that's the right tackle, Darrell Williams, number 79.
They can ill afford injuries. They've already been very thin on the offensive line. The sophomore from Lake Dallas, Texas. See if he's all right when we come back.
Of course, we all want to change the face of men's health. It's Movember, the time of year when men grow mustaches, raise awareness of funds for men's health, benefiting our Fox Sports partner, the Prostate Cancer Foundation. You can learn more. Please visit pcf.org/foxsports. Brennan Clay checks in for the first time for Oklahoma in the backfield. Landry Jones feeling some pressure here early, throws off his back foot, throws it up for grabs. And that ball is caught inside the 25, and it falls in the hands of Brennan Clay. That's his 19th catch of the season. And a pickup now of 20 yards.
Number 36, Shaq Petaway, stopped. The defender went right over his hand.
Quick throw, far side of the field on the hands of Saunders. Oh, he takes a shot. Wow. Helmet right on the numbers. That was Carl Joseph, the free safety, a freshman, a true freshman, who put a big hit on Saunders.
Well, now you know why he's one of our players to watch. The true freshman from Orlando, one of the best hitters in the entire country. You saw why right there.
Oklahoma, this drive started at their own 25-yard line. They're now at the 22 of West Virginia, chewing up some clock here early, second down and 9. Virginia comes with pressure on the edge. They drop it out to the flat. There's a missed tackle. Millard, and you like this kid, number 33. He can play tight end, fullback. They'll line him up in the slot, really anywhere on the field.
Petros, that's what makes him so good, is his versatility. You saw it there catching the ball out of the backfield.
Oh, he's really pretty with his feet. I like him as a football player, but I got to tell you, Joel, we've seen West Virginia a couple times. This is the most active I've ever seen them on defense. They're flying around. I know Oklahoma's moving the ball.
Millard grabs his 22nd reception. There's movement up front. Now the flag comes out up top. And a one-handed attempt by Justin Brown falls incomplete.
It's like they're going to get him for offsides here.
Offside, number 93 defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Kyle Rose, the redshirt freshman.
And an experienced quarterback knows that, and that's why the shot taken into the end zone, just out of the reach of transfer Justin Brown, the senior from Delaware, came in. He was a wide receiver for Penn State, obviously had the free transfer after everything that occurred last year, came to Oklahoma and been a terrific receiver for them. 41 catches for over 500 yards on the year for Justin Brown.
Credited with 4 touchdown receptions. First and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. On the ground, Clay breaks a tackle, spins, and finds his way inside the 5-yard line. Clay averages, Joel, a staggering 6.5 yards per carry.
And he came in for the injured Damian Williams 2 weeks ago in a game against Iowa State and ran for 157 yards on 24 attempts. This is as deep a running back core as Oklahoma has had in a long time. Damian Williams, the junior college transfer from Arizona Western, he's been the rushing leader for the Sooners, and Brennan Clay, the junior from San Diego, has done a heck of a job averaging those 6.5 yards per carry.
Injured player on that tackle, Isaiah Bruce, number 31, the redshirt freshman, is still down inside the 10-yard line. They can ill afford to lose him tonight, Joel. 80 tackles coming into this ball game out of Jacksonville, Florida. So the trainers on the field. We've had a couple of players down early in this game. One from Oklahoma, now one from West Virginia. Open walk-off for the Sooners, and now Bruce is down at about the 7-yard line.
He's a heck of a player. I mean, one of those 13 freshmen to have played for Dana Holgorsen, and a guy, like you said, Craig, that they can ill afford to lose. Started all 9, and he's a mid-season all Big 12 performer. OU knocking on the door.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, a perfect combination of chocolate and peanut butter. And Joel, speaking of perfect combinations, how about Oklahoma in the red zone? 93% this season inside the red zone. They find points, 45 opportunities, 33 touchdowns, 9 field goals. That percentage is 5th best in the FBS.
And here's a big reason why. Blake Bell and the Belldozer package. 23
rushing career touchdowns, 254 pounds out of Wichita, Kansas. He had a 55-yard, should I say, scamper last week against Baylor. Bell takes the snap, shotgun, and West Virginia prepared. They put 1, 2, 3, 4 hats on Blake Bell, led by Carl Joseph, the free safety.
And all 11 Mountaineers right near the line of scrimmage, ready for the Belldozer package. And so Landry Jones is going to jog back onto the field and come in. West Virginia, a terrific plan from Joe DeForest, their defensive coordinator, against Blake Bell, forcing Oklahoma to go back to their veteran, Landry Jones.
This will be the 13th play of this drive. It's chewed up nearly 4 minutes. Oklahoma so far on this drive, 2 for 2 on third down conversions. Shotgun. Jones steps, fires, throws. Touchdown. Millard. Millard dug that one out. And he grabs his 3rd touchdown of the season by way of the air.
I love the patience on the route from Trey Millard, letting everything develop and then finding the soft spot in the zone and turn around and give your numbers to the quarterback. What a terrific job. This guy's a fullback running routes that disciplined. What a terrific weapon for the Sooners.
Now the PAT will be tried by Michael Honeycutt. 44 of 46 on PATs. It's a good hold. The kick is up and splits the uprights. So Millard, the touchdown reception from Landry Jones, his 19th toss of the season. The PAT good. And OU on their first drive, they're on the board, on the road in Morgantown, up by 7. (7-0) Oklahoma. Landry Jones, a near perfect series there of 13 plays, 75 yards. And now you look at the most career touchdown passes, active quarterbacks. Landry Jones behind Matt Barkley. USC losing to USC today. Barkley with 116 tosses. Jones now with 112.
How about what Jim Mora has done in year number 1 for UCLA? I mean, just a terrific job getting them into the Pac-12 championship game. But here Landry Jones marches them down. A methodical drive. He looked good, even outside of the pocket. He came in. I thought that was one of the huge keys for West Virginia to get him outside of the pocket, but he completed a couple of balls on the run.
Kicks away, short, taken at the 1-yard line. Austin always slips and falls at the 20-yard line. So dangerous. Tavon Austin with 4 career touchdown returns for touchdowns as we look at tonight's Taco Bell impact players, Joel, now for West Virginia.
Well, the 2 wide receivers, just such keys, especially because Oklahoma plays about 90% man coverage. Stedman Bailey, though, on the outside, if he can win those one-on-one matchups, he'll open up the middle for Tavon Austin. And you already saw it defensively. Carl Joseph, one of the best safeties in the country as a true freshman out of Orlando, has to play huge against Landry Jones.
Well, Geno Smith will start under center. Bailey will try to turn the corner on the handoff, and he is stopped for no gain. Let's check in for the first time tonight. Game break, Los Angeles, and here's Aaron Andrews.
All right, thanks so much. Let's head out to Baton Rouge. Score tied at 35. Jeremy Hill with a 1-yard touchdown run. There would be a botched PAT after that. LSU would pull out the win 41-35 over Ole Miss, guys.
Les Miles just finding a way down in Baton Rouge. 2 straight runs for West Virginia. Difficult to push out the Sooners against the run. 155 yards a game they allow. Of course, you talked about their pass defense, which is outstanding. Number 1 of the Big 12, number 8 in the country.
They got well over 200 yards rushing last week to Baylor. Mike Stoops did not like that. You're already seeing a much more active defensive front. Casey Walker on the last play, breaking through, making the tackle.
They're down at 10. Just over 5 minutes off the clock here in the opening quarter. First pass, Geno Smith. In a pitching test, Tavon Austin. So good after the reception and move the chains. West Virginia, Joel, looking at a 3rd and 10. And who do they go to? 97th reception for Tavon Austin.
And he made Tony Jones, who's got 79 tackles on the year and one of the best safeties in the country, look bad on that play. That's the type of elusiveness Tavon Austin possesses.
Mountaineers can play hurry-up offense as well. Ground game has been a problem of late. They go to Austin, who can do so many things. Keep an eye on number 1. He'll line up wide in the slot in the backfield all night long.
The key is the number of touches, you know, whether it's in the run game or getting him touches, catching the football. And already, how about this? Mike Stoops calling a timeout, getting his defense over the sidelines. They were not prepared for number 1 in the backfield, lined up as the tailback. West Virginia on the road to try to tie this ball game.
Fox College Football is sponsored by the Volkswagen Sign and Drive event. By Bud Light, it's a sure sign of a good time. Here we go. And by PlayStation Vita, Call of Duty bundle, $199 on Black Friday and Saturday. Welcome back, Morgantown, West Virginia. Oklahoma forced to call timeout, trying to find a way to slow down, stop. Can they stop Tavon Austin?
He's still in the backfield, lined up in a pseudo pistol formation behind Geno Smith.
They stack 3 wide receivers, top of your screen, play action. Smith wide open over the middle of the field, in traffic, and that ball picked off, 25-yard line, no, knocked it down.
I thought he grabbed it as well. Aaron Colvin, 2 interceptions on the year, the best cover man for Oklahoma. Undercuts Stedman Bailey, trying to bring that ball in. Just at the end, you see the ball rolling on the ground, but what a terrific cover corner Aaron Colvin is.
West Virginia catches a break as Andrew Bowie gets his first carry.
Petros, this is our 3rd time seeing West Virginia, our 1st time seeing Tavon Austin in the backfield as a tailback.
Yeah, it's an interesting wrinkle, and they really have done some things, mostly sending him out in the flat. But I don't like him getting carries from back there, Joel. He's not that type of player.
Just picked up that first down, maybe 2 yards the hard way to midfield.
He's just so dangerous in the open field. Speaking of Tavon Austin and Petros, you just got to get him touches. You know, I don't mind it as long as it's not a lot. You know, I don't want to hand off a zone play to him, but maybe just trying to get it, get him some touches in the open field.
Without a doubt, there is no better player in college football than Tavon Austin in the open field. I mean, he is great.
You may be right. Marquise Lee maybe would be a guy in there.
Shotgun, Geno Smith steps and fires, trying to hit a slant. This time it is picked off. Colvin, the right corner, popped out of bounds at the 32 by Geno Smith. So only the 4th interception thrown by Geno Smith. And right now, Oklahoma, Joel, deep inside West Virginia territory off the interception.
I thought Geno Smith telegraphed this. Watch his eyes go to the left side of the screen, and that's what Aaron Colvin is watching the entire time. And he steps in front of it. Here's Colvin as he steps in front of the ball. They were trying to go to number 80, Ryan Nealon. Guy who's only got 6 catches on the year, but Colvin did a great job of keeping his eyes in the backfield on Geno Smith. A telegraphed ball by the senior.
First 4 games, just 1 turnover committed by West Virginia. The last 5 coming in, 8. And the interception here in the first quarter by Geno Smith is 4th of the year. Landry Jones goes back to work. That's a tough throw across the field. And Kenny Steele makes the grab about 2 yards short of the first down.
Boy, under Bob Stoops, they've had lots of turnovers over the years and normally turn them into points with this fast style of offense. That's exactly what Landry Jones is trying to do. It looks like Lane Johnson again maybe leaned. He's guilty of a false start.
False start. Number 33 offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Trey Millard. And Joel, here's the issue too. Sometimes you play a little too fast, and it's hard to play catch up if you're up front or you just don't know the snap count.
That's on the quarterback. Got to get everybody set up there. Here's the takeaways number since '99 when Bob Stoops arrived in Norman.
He's been unhappy with the way the defense has forced turnovers. He told us, look, just tip a ball for me, please.
Well, they've only had one turnover in the last 3 games. We've already won tonight. Got to be happy with that.
Second down, 7. Keep it on the ground. So far, that's Rao, the nose tackle, number 90. The front's done a nice job stuff in the middle.
It's going to be so tough for them tonight. Versus the run, they're not bad. They're only 31st in the country, giving up 134 yards per game. But when you go to total defense or pass defense, 110th, 120th in the country, and that's a passing situation here on 3rd and 6.
Jones will take a quick look. Now he'll change it up and call the play at the line and scoot back and set up in shotgun. And again, whistles will stop play.
Holgerson called a timeout there.
Timeout, West Virginia. Their first of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Stoops called one earlier. Now Holgerson wants timeout. OU by 7. Back at Morgantown, Oklahoma. Up 7 on the move once again after the interception of Geno Smith. You hear the bell chime. I mean, it's 3rd down. Can this West Virginia defense hold the Sooners? On the 29-yard line of the Mountaineers. 3 for 3 tonight on 3rd down conversions. Jones throws. It's caught. Williams inside the 15-yard line. Jones stood up. There was some pressure from the edge, but he really he pushed that ball in a pile there to get it on the hands of Damian Williams and a pickup of 15.
And Damian Williams was locked up man-to-man coverage against Isaiah Bruce, who of course was injured on the first series. So Oklahoma testing the man-to-man cover skills of the redshirt freshman and winning that battle with Damian Williams. A terrific, accurate pass allowed Williams to run after the catch.
Under 7 minutes in this first quarter. They fake the end around. They go straight ahead with Williams, and West Virginia not fooled. Carl Joseph, who's had a fine first quarter, comes up and puts the hat on Williams.
They have blitzed more in this game already than I think we saw the entire game against TCU. I mean, they are coming, clearly trying to sell out, 1, to get to Landry Jones, and 2, to make Oklahoma one-dimensional. You've already seen West Virginia take away some of that run game with all the pressures they've been sending so far in this game.
A loss of 3, 2nd down and 13. There's Carl Joseph. Back on the 10-yard line as he studies the eyes of Landry Jones. Straight back drop, fires a strike over the middle on the hands of Justin Brown.
Jones pass intended for Brown.
And it's incomplete.
Darrell Chestnut getting his first action of his career. The redshirt freshman hasn't played at all this season.
How about that pressure against Oklahoma?
Yeah, it was terrific coverage, wasn't it? I mean, that is pressure for a young kid. Redshirt freshman out there going against Justin Brown. Did a heck of a job.
3rd down, 13. We saw the total yards tonight. Oklahoma's walked up and down this field for 91 yards. Jones from the shotgun, good protection, drags it underneath. Damian Williams. Joel, you're the old quarterback. You know that was a safety valve. Williams underneath, and West Virginia closed in. That brings up 4th down.
And a really experienced throw from Landry Jones, knowing that he's in field goal range, and you don't want to do anything foolish like force the ball down the field. West Virginia had that blanket coverage. They were running man underneath with 2 high safeties. Very tough to fit that ball in inside the 5-yard line. Landry Jones knows he's got a very good kicker in Michael Honeycutt. 10 of 11 on field goals, long of 42 this year.
He's made 10 in a row, and the kick is up and good. So the streak continues. He missed the first of the season. Now he's kicked 11 in a row. And the Sooners, after that interception, they cash in a field goal of 32. They're up 10 on Fox. Back in Morgantown, Oklahoma, taking advantage of a Geno Smith interception. They add to their lead now 10-0.
That's a win for that West Virginia defense. I mean, this is a defense that's 117th in the country, giving up 41 points a game. In Big 12 play, they're giving up 51 points a game. And after an interception, Oklahoma's got all the momentum. Their defense goes out there and forces a field goal. Yeah, it's 3 points, but that's still a win for West Virginia. Now the offense has to answer the bell and get out there and create some momentum here and get this crowd back in the game.
Patrick O'Hara tees it up at the 35-yard line. Bailey and Austin set to receive. Going to float it about a yard deep. Tavon Austin taken down 20-yard line, so a return of 21. Time now, Joe, for the Aflac trivia question. Who is the only ex-West Virginia quarterback to start and win a Super Bowl? And we'll have that answer for you
of the game right here.
a little bit later. Stay close.
There's been two that have started a Super Bowl. I don't want to give it away. I've got it. I've got it in my head right now. I know exactly the year.
Stay tuned.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
1st and 10, Mountaineers down by 10. Trying to go outside is Dustin Garrison, and he's pushed down.
Good speed there from Garrison. Looked like he was locked up in the backfield, but found the edge and ultimately gained 5 yards.
Tom Ward, number 21, the middle linebacker, who came in with 41 stops, makes the tackle. 2nd down and 5 as the clock's under 5 minutes here in the quarter. Smith, shotgun, step, throws. What a catch. What a grab. Coming back for it, Stedman Bailey. He is 3rd in the nation in receiving yards, over 117 a game.
Tavon Austin gets a lot of attention, and rightly so, but this guy, Stedman Bailey, one of the best in the entire country as well. Both of them semifinalists for the Biletnikoff Award.
Bowie makes a cut, wrapped up, and tossed out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Tony Jefferson with the tackle. How about that, Joel? 2 wide receivers, and both are semifinalists.
Bailey leading the country with 16 touchdown
Amazing
receptions. Tavon Austin right there with Marquise Lee for leading the country in terms of catches. Came in with 96 on the year.
2nd down, 3, quick throw near side. Bailey throws his body past the 1st down marker, move the chains, and the Mountaineers moving the football down 10.
Petros, the only way you can play this much man coverage is if you are great in tackling in space, and so far Oklahoma has actually been missing tackles in space.
But that's been the formula to beat the Mountaineers. Just ask Kansas State.
Quick hitter on the right side. Guess who?
There's your guy, Petros. He got the true zone style run right there.
That is a tough thing to ask Tavon Austin to do, but he looked pretty good at it right there, but I wouldn't do it again.
Petros, he's 171 pounds. Hard to say how much pounding he can take, but they're going to use him all night long, and he spins out of the tackle. Tony Jefferson came up. That was 1 against 1, 2 ones on the jerseys. And Tavon Austin right now is carving up Oklahoma.
Yeah, what a matchup. What a series right now for West Virginia. Exactly what they needed to do in this 2nd series of the game.
They're in Sooner territory with fresh downs on the 42-yard line. And again, Austin, stutter step, turns a corner at the 15 and is chased out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Explosive, electrifying run by Tavon Austin.
Well, we've been talking about his open field ability, and this is it coming straight at you. Nice hold by the offensive line, but then the elusiveness of Tavon Austin in the 2nd inning. This guy has another gear. When he gets around those 2nd-level players, they have no chance in space against number 1.
Over 10 yards of carry now for Tavon Austin, 5 for 51. They go back to Bowie off the left side. Bowie carries about 110 90 pounds on his frame. Last week he went 15 carries for 53 yards in the loss to Oklahoma State. We hit the 2.5-minute mark. West Virginia is trying to cut into this lead. Boy, Bowie that time barely got off the mark, and he is hammered down. Sooners maybe a yard loss. Casey Walker, number 53, the right tackle, in on the stop.
Casey Walker already doing some damage in this game. In the backfield, couple of tackles for loss. 309-pound senior, 6'2", been very active so far tonight.
West Virginia again spreads the field, 4 wide receivers. Geno Smith steps, fires on the hands, reaching to the pylon, and they're going to mark him out. Mark him out just short. What a grab, and again an effort by Bailey. So close. The officials right on the spot. They're going to have him marked down about the 1.5-yard line.
Now is it a first down, and they're calling this a 4th down. I see the fist raised from the official, meaning that Stedman Bailey didn't even get the first down. Now Dana Holgerson, the first big decision of the night, and he's sending his kicker out onto the field, Tyler Bittencourt. Let's see where Bailey actually goes out of bounds.
Foot right there.
Yeah, actually about the 3-yard line.
Play is under further review.
So they're going to review it and take it upstairs to the replay official, David Ames. And Joel, he's going to see what we just witnessed. Great effort, but he lost his footing. And it looks like, they could lose some yardage.
Right where his foot went out of bounds, I thought that the ball was closer to about the 1-yard line. That man-to-man coverage, it's tough against these type and caliber of wide receivers.
So we understand what they're reviewing is, if not, they have enough yardage, Joel, for a first down. They understand that there's no touchdown call here, but where will they place this ball, and to see if or not it's a 4th down or a first down for West Virginia.
Yeah, they needed to get to the 1.5-yard line in order to get a new set of downs.
Right now they've got the ball marked just outside the 2.
Let's get back to our LA studios and our officiating guru and expert, Mike Pereira. Mike, what are you seeing right now out of this replay?
Hey, they get to look at this and they'll see what is it, maybe a touchdown, or then certainly the line to gain, and the foot slides out of bounds before he does get to the 1-yard line. So it is going to be short of a first down and certainly not a touchdown. That toe kind of slid out of bounds with him short.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
They saw what we saw. Stedman Bailey, just that slip of his right foot going out of bounds. And I think Dana Holgerson does the right thing here. Get some points on the board. You can ill afford in your first positive drive of the night to not get any points and take the momentum away from your team. So Tyler Bittencourt on only 50% on field goals this season.
He's 6 of 12. This will be a 19-yard chip shot, like a PAT. Snap up and good. So Dana Holgerson, as you mentioned, Joel, let's not gamble. Let's get points, build some confidence. And they cut in that Oklahoma lead. They're down by 7. Time to answer our Aflac trivia question. We asked you earlier the only ex-West Virginia quarterback to start and win a Super Bowl. And here is the answer. Did you get it? It's Jeff Hostetler. 1990 New York Giants defeated the Buffalo Bills 20-19.
Of course, Mark Bolger as well played in the late 90s here at West Virginia. Started, well, I guess he didn't start the Super Bowl for St. Louis. I'm wrong here. Bolger never started a Super Bowl, did he?
So you caught yourself.
I did catch myself.
So it's the Haas.
Yeah,
Hostetler.
Jeff Hostetler. Courtesy of Scott Norwood.
Yes.
People in Buffalo not wanting to hear that.
4 times, Mr. Kelly and company
and 4 times they are shut out of a Super Bowl championship. Crowd gets a little riled up. And you know what, Joel, on the road, this is what Holgorsen knows, that for Oklahoma, you got to get this hometown crowd up and involved in this football game.
That's why you can't let a drive like that go without any points. You'll be chasing those points the entire night against a team like Oklahoma, especially when your plan has worked out so beautifully during the course of this game so far, keeping Tavon Austin in the backfield.
Good kick. And down by Finch, 5 yards deep. Next week, Fox College football begins on Friday. 25th ranked Washington will battle Washington State in a showdown between in-state rivals. That's the Apple Cup. Then on Saturday, the Baylor Bears, 23rd ranked Texas Tech, followed by a Pac-12 game. You'll either see 2nd ranked Oregon battling 16th ranked Oregon State, or Stanford taking on UCLA. Coverage of Fox College football presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups begins Friday at 3. Noon Pacific. It continues on Saturday at 2 Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific time. A lot of college football over the Thanksgiving weekend.
Can't believe it's already Thanksgiving.
Williams goes in motion. Landry Jones in the pocket, slings it at the 30-yard line. On the hands, Matwire, the freshman, his first reception of the night, and a fine prospect for Oklahoma. Very, very deep wide receiving core now. Not what it was to begin the season, though.
No, Kenny Stills was the only Sooner to have ever caught a ball in college football, or at least in an Oklahoma uniform. And now the 4 other guys, Justin Brown, Jalen Saunders, Sterling Shepard, who we haven't seen yet, and Trey Matwire.
Still on his feet. Cut down at the 40. He tried to break a tackle. And Cecil Level came in and stayed with him and knocked down Williams.
The former walk-on has earned a scholarship, and they are selling out to stop the run, forcing Landry Jones to beat them. Now, he's more than capable, but right now West Virginia's plan, clearly, they don't want to see Oklahoma get anything going on the ground.
4 weeks ago, Cecil Level was playing on the scout team, and now he's starting against Oklahoma. 2nd down, 16, pressure. Landry gets it away. And again, right now, Mountaineers playing inspired football. Shepard tackled by Darwin Cook, the strong safety. Final seconds of this first quarter winding down, and this crowd very much into it after the drive by the hometown Mountaineers and the 3-point field goal.
Oklahoma's going to get saved here by the game clock. At 3rd and 12, you want to take your time, make sure you got the right play call. They're going to get that. Be 3rd and long when we come back.
Oklahoma started the scoring. Miller to 4-yard touchdown from Landry Jones. That excites and electrifies the Sooners. West Virginia, though, trying to work their way back, down 7 after 1 on Fox. Start of the second quarter, Tavon Austin, and West Virginia trails by 7. Craig Bolerjack along with Joel Platt. Okay, West Virginia got the field goal. They made a statement. Now they need a statement defensively against OU.
Yeah, 3rd and 12 now to open the second quarter, and OU hasn't really been stopped in the pass game. Already 105 yards on the night, but West Virginia has sold out against the run to create this situation. Must force the kick, get off the field, and get that ball back to Geno Smith.
3rd down and 12. Sooners 4 of 5 on 3rd down conversions so far tonight. Brennan Clay lines up alongside Landry Jones. Jones steps, fires a dart over the top, and it's incomplete. Looks like some confusion with his wide receivers. Deron Neal, the freshman, looked back. I think Jones expected him to break it upfield. Instead, he stopped and cut it to the outside.
Only 4 catches on the year for Deron Neal, the true freshman from St. Louis, trying to get on the same page. And a terrific series for the West Virginia defense. Hadn't stopped Oklahoma in the past game all first quarter. Now they get to stop and get that ball back to a hot offense that went down and got a field goal in the last series.
Latress Way will pump for the first time tonight. Just got it away. Heavy pressure. Tavon Austin waves everybody away. They had some issues with that last week, and he didn't see a Mountaineer 10 yards from the football. So the Mountaineers They get a field goal and they get a stop on the defensive end. They've got the football when we come back on Fox.
Welcome back to Morgantown, Oklahoma, up 7. But I'll tell you what, this West Virginia defense has overcome a lot. You have to give Joe DeForest, the defensive coordinator, a lot of credit. They're forcing a lot of third downs, a lot of punts from Oklahoma. These guys could have gone in the tank after losing in overtime to TCU, Joel, but they haven't. They're playing great tonight.
Yeah, they're playing hard for Joe DeForest. There's no doubt they've had some success here early.
Deep in their own territory, West Virginia will try to run it out with some room. Dustin Garrison knocked down by McFarland. You know, and Joel, getting back to the defensive coordinator, Joe DeForest, he's had some great talks with him throughout the season, but he made a move that he told us he thought has really benefited his defense, and that was against TCU 2 weeks ago, decided to move back up to the press box.
Yeah, he says he can take the emotion out of the game, and he doesn't get caught up in what's going on the sidelines, and he can make much more clear decisions.
Second down 10. Pressure from the edge. That forced a high throw to Stedman Bailey off the hand of Geno Smith.
They brought a corner blitz there. Aaron Colvin off the short side, number 14, blitz from his corner position. And Geno Smith and Stedman Bailey read it correctly. They did a terrific job, but Bailey didn't give an accurate throw. Tony Jefferson coming over the top as a safety almost made a play off of that tipped ball for an interception.
How about this lineup? 5 wide. West Virginia, third down. They've converted 2 of 3 so far tonight. They need 10 yards to move the chains from the 5-yard line. Smith throws. And again, a little confusion as Bailey takes a glance back at Geno Smith, and it's going to be a 4th down, and pressure came from the left end. That's David King. So they're pressuring Geno Smith.
Poor series for Geno Smith. A quarterback that's a senior this late in the season, you got to be able to stand in there in the face of pressure and deliver accurate passes down the football field. They were unable to do that. You got to give a lot of credit to the Oklahoma front 7 for creating some of that pressure, getting him off of his throw spot.
Bittenkurt will punt. Launches that ball about the 3-yard line, and they wait for a fair catch at the 46. And that's where Oklahoma will take over. Just a 40-yard boot. A fair catch, no return. Geno Smith a little frustrated on that series. Oklahoma on the road, up 7 in Morgantown. Fox College Football is sponsored by the Buick Verano, unexpected luxury in a car this size. 13:55 left to play in this first half. Both these teams, Joel, can score. No question. 30, nearly 40 points a game for Oklahoma. And that's where West Virginia is. They're 11th ranked in the nation in scoring, the Mountaineers. So far, low scoring. OU will start this drive at their own 46-yard line. Ball's out. Ball is out. Damian Williams, Joel, was stood up, and then a swat, lost it. And the Mountaineers get the football at the 48-yard line.
Cecil Level comes up with it. Damian Williams was trying to cut back and fight for extra yardage when it looked like someone got him around the knees and held him up right there. And that's when that ball comes out. Level in the perfect place. Lots of yellow jerseys around that ball. And West Virginia with a huge turnover now, with the ball in plus territory at the 48-yard line.
Looked like Christian Brown was the man that stripped the ball. Now can the Mountaineers take advantage? And a handoff. Tavon Austin, he's everywhere, and he scoots down to about the 39-yard line.
Dana Holgerson loving this better play from his defense. This is a defense that's been much maligned, trying to get back late in the season. They've already given up more points so far this year than any other Mountaineer defense in history, trying to make some plays against a very potent Oklahoma offense.
Stop and go in traffic. Tavon Austin. Stacey McGee.
Petros, they continue to give it to Tavon Austin as a tailback.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I thought it was just a wrinkle, and I cautioned that he's not going to run a lot of zone into the line, but he keeps on doing it. How long can they keep it up, Joel, before Oklahoma makes him pay?
Well, he's most dangerous in the slot, so it's less for me about what Oklahoma may do to him and more how are you best utilizing Tavon Austin on your offense. That's clearly from the slot, but you got to get him touches.
Bowie gets the carry. Pushes forward maybe a yard up to the 37.
But they're not even anywhere near the same running team without him in there. This is what's going on right now. This is the fight in your mind as an offensive play caller. You know you don't want to use Tavon Austin too much as a running back, and yet when you're running the football with him as the tailback, it's been very successful.
Under 13 minutes of play in the half. Bowie in the backfield. Well, that wall of white's pretty impressive. Jamaris McFarland made that initial hit. The left tackle, number 97. Came in with 21 tackles out of Lufkin, Texas. What's your call on 3rd and 7?
Got to find Stedman Bailey, man-to-man coverage, top of the screen. Maybe a little out route, something falling out towards the sidelines.
Garrison in the backfield. Geno Smith shotgun, 3rd and 7. 3-step drop, throws, far side. Tavon Austin at the 20-yard line. Geno Smith threw it low around the knees. And that was a heck of a catch.
Yeah, look at that route, too. Breaking out. I thought it was good coverage there by number 2. But Oklahoma didn't, and that was Julian Wilson, a sophomore from Moore, Oklahoma. But Tavon Austin continuing to run out of his break, and that's what allowed that throw window to continue to be there for a guy like Geno Smith, who finds him for the conversion. And now West Virginia rolling on offense. A lot of momentum right now for Geno Smith in this Mountaineer offense.
A gain of 17, Tavon Austin. Where is he? He's in the backfield. Play action, Geno Smith up top. And throws that ball. Oh, there's a late flag. There was a collision. You saw it on the far side of the field between Bailey and Jefferson. Also, Javon Harris was around. The two safeties.
I would be shocked if they called this, because that ball was about 10 feet over Stedman Bailey's head. And that's what they're talking about right now. There was some contact. It was on the break that Stedman Bailey was trying to get out of the break. This is what Bob Stoops is arguing for, is that it's an uncatchable ball. Clearly an uncatchable ball. There's no possible way Bailey was going to get that ball, even without the contact.
Now the officials huddle. We'll get the call from the referee. Here he is, Greg Burks.
Pass interference, defense, number 1. Spot foul, first down.
That's a poor call by the officials. There's no doubt Bob Stoops is livid, and he should be. That ball was 10 feet over Bailey's head. Watch this ball. Look how high that is. He couldn't jump up to get there even if there was no contact, and the contact was fairly incidental in the end. Very poor call by the officials, giving West Virginia a first down inside the 10.
First and goal, they'll mark it at the 7-yard line. Austin, stutter step, 5. Back on his feet and is wrapped up at the 3-yard line. His stop and go ability, vertical, horizontal speed is ridiculous.
Oklahoma, good pursuit, though, to get more white jerseys out there than Tavon Austin could outmaneuver.
Second down goal just inside the 5-yard line. Keep your eye on Austin. He's right behind Geno Smith. He'll get the call. Sticks his head in and is pushed back. No gain. It'll be 3rd down and goal. David King plugged up that hole, number 90.
Tony Jefferson as well in there. He's a guy leading Oklahoma in tackles with 79, 2.5 tackles for loss. Their best defender, and this is where it's so important to have a great safety like number 1 Tony Jefferson. They can cover as well as step in there inside the 5 and run defense.
Now Bowie's in the backfield with Geno Smith. 3rd down and goal. Smith steps, throws, and reaching short is J.D. Woods. Let's see where the mark is, about the 1.5-yard line.
And this time Dana Holgerson looks like he's going to go for it.
Last time he settled for a field goal of 19 yards. That ball is just outside the 1. West Virginia this season, Joel, 52%, 15 of 29 on 4th down tries. Here we go. Touchdown, Bowie. Sixth touchdown for Andrew Bowie. And after trailing by 10, a chance to tie this game with 10 minutes to play in the first half. Extra point. Bittenkurt knocks it through. We're tied at 10. Andrew Bowie takes it up and over. 10-10 in Morgantown.
Coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime, Oregon and Stanford meet with the Pac-12 North on the line. Number 1 Kansas State tries to remain unbeaten, and UCLA rises to the challenge in the battle for Los Angeles. All that and more with Eddie and Joey next on the Pizza Hut halftime.
All right, busy day around college football. How about this game? All of a sudden, this crowd has come alive, down 10. They've rallied back to tie this game. West Virginia and Oklahoma.
Helped out by a turnover. You can look back at both of those games that Oklahoma lost to Notre Dame at home, to Kansas State at home, and turnover such a big factor in each of those games, and that's what turned around this game, and got to credit West Virginia to take advantage of it.
Bittenkurt puts a foot into it, about a yard deep. Finch. At the 24-yard line.
On the kickoff return, tackled by Stedman Bailey.
Stedman Bailey comes over and makes a special teams tackle. Small Business Saturday is brought to you by American Express, founder of Small Business Saturday on November 24th. Do your part. Get out and shop small. Visit shopsmall.com. It's that time of year. The holidays are upon us.
This is the time of game you need an experienced guy at quarterback. We got a couple of them. 10,000 yards for Geno Smith, 15,000 yards for Landry Jones. These guys clearly going to be leaned upon by their teams tonight to make some plays.
Landry Jones threw his 112th career passing touchdown in this game. He goes back to work. That ball is dropped. It was on the hands of Brennan Clay, and it falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Last week, a couple of touchdowns against Baylor, Joel. He went 227 yards, threw the ball 36 times last week.
He looked really good, and there was about a 30-mile-an-hour wind in Norman, Oklahoma, and he still threw the ball incredibly accurate. 11 of 16 so far tonight for 105 yards.
Jones underneath. Saunders, 30, has a blocker, 15, 10, 5, and walks it in. Touchdown, OU. "76 yards.
And the Achilles heel for West Virginia shows up again. Missed tackles, 1, 2, 3, 4 missed tackles. And then Kenny Stills gets out in front of Saunders. The cutback, and he's in for the touchdown. Oklahoma with a quick strike, answering the touchdown of West Virginia. How about Jalen Saunders, the transfer from Fresno State? He has electrified this offense since becoming eligible before the Texas game. He's been a real key in the slot for Landry Jones.
76 yards, and that quiets the crowd in a hurry. His first touchdown in a Sooner uniform. As you mentioned, out of Elk Grove, California, transferred in from Fresno State, and he had rumbling room. Kenny Stills escorted him into the end zone. 76 yards, OU by 7. Fox College Football is sponsored by the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. The next big thing is here. By K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. And by Pizza Hut. Make it great. 17-10 Oklahoma, 113th career passing touchdown for Landry Jones, second most in Big 12 history.
And it was just a basic curl route over the middle of the field and just the missed tackles for West Virginia. That's exactly what happened when they played Baylor earlier in the year, when they played TCU earlier in the year. Big plays hurting this defense, and Landry Jones also passes Colt McCoy for second place on the Big 12 career total offense list. It's quite a name to be passing right there. 37th now, his pass play allowed. West Virginia, 37th pass play allowed, over 25 yards.
Been a big issue.
Quite the action here early, right?
Oh my. That's a short kick taken inside the 10-yard line. Tavon Austin. Till you touch the ball, people just hold their breath. NFL action tomorrow here on Fox. The Packers head to Detroit to take on the Lions, Eagles, Redskins, Cardinals, Falcons, or the Buccaneers will battle the Panthers, or you'll see the Saints looking for a third straight win as they will take on the Raiders in Oakland. Coverage begins tomorrow with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show. That's at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific here on Fox. Smith and the Mountaineers go back to work, down by 7. Stands in that pocket, coverage downfield. Geno flushed. He'll throw, and a smart move, and he tosses it out of bounds. Let's get a game break back to Los Angeles, and here's Aaron Andrews.
Let's check in on #1 Kansas State at Baylor. You know, Baylor scored on the first drive of this game, but here's Colin Klein finding Terrell Miller for an 8-yard touchdown pass, and this one is tied up.
Kansas State unbeaten. Challenged a little bit tonight early, but can anyone beat the Wildcats and knock them out of the #1 spot? Bowie gets the handoff, and he'll push forward past the 35 to the 37-yard line. Here's what's left, Joel. Break this down. BCS top 3 tonight. Kansas State at Baylor. And they finish up with Texas on December 1st.
Well, the team I have most confidence in is Oregon, and yet they've got the toughest road. You know, Stanford right now, Oregon State next week, and then the Pac-12 championship game if they're able to take care of business and win their division. Kansas State's going to be tough. Another thing that's tough for all of those teams, even Notre Dame when they travel out to LA next week, the fact that you stop playing just against the opponent and you start playing against history and the pressure and the enormity of the moment. We've seen teams high up in the BCS, you know, 2, 3, 4, #1 in the BCS, get beat by lesser teams late in the season because of the enormity of the moment kind of takes hold and they get gripped by fear. So it'll be interesting to see here down the stretch of the last couple of weeks.
Geno Smith hat off as he throws incomplete. That ball may have been deflected at the line of scrimmage, and that's 4th and 5 as Justin Brown is back to return the kick to Bentenkurt. Good kick, high hanger, fair catch at the 24-yard line. Halfway through the second quarter, OU will have the ball up 7. First and 10, Oklahoma at their own 24-yard line. Williams and Millard in the backfield for OU, and stacked up. No gain on the play. 1, 2, 3 yellow jerseys right on top. Got a flag at the 35-yard line. Doug Rigg was right there, number 47.
Chestnut and Jalen Saunders. Darrell Chestnut and Jalen Saunders were barking at each other after the play. Number 18, Jalen Saunders, the junior transfer from Fresno State, just scored that long touchdown. And then Darrell Chestnut, the redshirt freshman, seeing his first action. They were jawing at each other. That's right where that flag came out.
Now they're marking yards off. We haven't heard the call.
After the play, personal foul, number 18 on the offense. 15 penalty being forced half the distance to the goal. Second down.
That's exactly what they had said. They were jawing at each other. There wasn't a shove or a punch thrown or anything. They were just face mask to face mask right in front of the official. That's when the flag came out. So clearly something said by Jalen Saunders. Bob Stoops still not happy with the officials.
couple of calls not go his way, but yet Oklahoma up by 7 here in the first half. That penalty pushes the ball back to the 13-yard line. 2nd down and 21. Jones sets up the screen. Wide open running room. Damian Williams. And another flag is down on the field just inside the 40-yard line.
Another discussion taking place.
The pass was completed behind the line of scrimmage. Therefore, there is no foul for pass interference.
Some blocking taking place down the field. I love the play call. 2nd and 21. The crowd's starting to get noisy in this closed end of the stadium, and they flip a little screen out there to try to take all that momentum away from West Virginia. A successful play call. You got to credit the offensive lineman. You see him get out there and throw on the legs of the defensive backs. When you say an offensive lineman throws, that means he goes down low and he rolls to try to get those guys down onto the ground. Excellent job by Oklahoma's offense.
And to pick up a 35 yards. Well, right now, Williams is just running this field untouched. Finally, Darwin Cook, the strong safety, came up to make the tackle, but this has been a Williams kind of drive. He's eaten up big chunks of yardage. OU with a hurry-up offense. Right back at it. This time a trip up at the 35.
That left side of the offensive line, number 74, Adam Shedd, and number 71, Tyrus Thompson. You can see they're very comfortable running the ball down that left side of West Virginia's defense to the short side of the field. A lot of times defenses set their strength just based on the wide side of the field. You can see not many defenders, only 3 defenders right here. That's why they keep running that backside isolation play in the run game.
3 wide receivers, top of your screen. Jones all day to throw and threads the needle at the 20, call it the 19-yard line to Kenny Steele. Petros, this is kind of danger time right now for West Virginia.
Yeah, right now Oklahoma very surgically moving the ball down the field, doing a great job of staying on their blocks, creating holes, and it just goes to show you, Joel, you can play great defense for a quarter and a half, but you miss a couple tackles and things can get away fast.
Yeah, and the consistency is what they're fighting for here at West Virginia. You can tell some series are playing very good. Other series they come out, miss some tackles, allow those big plays, and then the momentum is just taken out of the team.
6th play of this drive. Straight to the pile goes Brennan Clay, who's in to relieve Williams for a play or two.
This is exactly what we saw a couple of weeks ago, guys. The 3 of us here in Morgantown, and West Virginia had TCU dead to rights. They were backed up, and all of a sudden, a long 90-yard pass completion that ended up tying the game, forcing overtime. West Virginia's defense, Petros, that night played good enough to win, except for that one play.
Yeah, and it was disappointing for them because that was their emphasis going into the game, and they still lost the game in overtime.
2nd down, 8. Jones protected, throws. And he's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Let's get a game break and some big news in Waco. Here's Aaron Andrews.
Yeah, how about this one, guys? Game tied at 7 between Kansas State and Baylor, and Nick Lawrence with a 12-yard touchdown run, and it is the Baylor Bears up right now, 14-7 over K-State.
Ooh, you gotta love that emotion of college football because Baylor can score now. I mean, those guys, they got the black jerseys out. You know, they're pulling out all the stops. Art Briles.
We saw Baylor here earlier in the season go 70-63 against West Virginia. Oh, they can score. Jones up top. Touchdown. Stills. You said it earlier, Joel, or it was a Petros, but surgically just picked apart West Virginia on this play. He just lobs it up, and Stills jumps up and grabs that football for 6.
How about Stills getting away from cornerback Ishmael Banks, the sophomore? Inviting the contact early and then just shedding it as the ball was coming. That's an experienced move. The junior Kenny Stills, over 50 catches this year. That was his 7th touchdown of the year. Landry Jones very comfortable throwing to number 4.
13th touchdown throw in this game for Landry Jones, and the 7th touchdown reception for Kenny Steele. 24-10 OU on Fox. Back in Morgantown, make sure you stay close. Coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime report. Oregon and Stanford, the battle for the Pac-12 North. Kansas State, we just talked to Aaron. Will they stay perfect against Baylor? And UCLA, the battle in LA. That's all coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime report. Still just caught that 4-yard touchdown throw. How about the night by Landry Jones? I mean, just methodical, moving this OU offense. He's a confident quarterback. He's already tossed 3 touchdowns tonight. 8 plays, Joel, 76 yards. And all 3 of those touchdowns, he makes all his wide receivers happy, doesn't he?
No doubt about it. And he's so accurate. 29-2 and throwing 2+ touchdown passes. Just a heck of a player. It seems like he's been there forever. He's just a young pup when he came in for an injured Sam Bradford.
Tavon Austin heads to the sideline. And a flag is down back at the 15. Boy, a lot of flags. There's another one. You can drop 2 back at the 15-yard line. Busy first half for Greg Burks.
During the return, holding. Number 2 of the return team. Penalty enforced half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down.
Go back and look at that touchdown. Look at the space that they were giving up right here on the outside. Almost a free access corner, and then Landry Jones just throwing to a spot, not necessarily a player. Only an experienced quarterback can do that. That's what makes Landry Jones so dangerous with an experienced wide receiver like Kenny Stills, is they can execute a play like that. An inexperienced quarterback, they don't have the feel of that type of a play. They don't know to just throw it to a spot in the end zone. They constantly want to look at players and throw it directly to players.
Geno Smith airs it out. Tavon Austin to midfield, 40 yards. Javon Harris made the tackle, but what a half for Tavon Austin.
Now already 73 yards receiving in the game to go with his 64 on the ground rushing in the game.
Joel, officially a 41-yard pickup. Well, West Virginia can breathe a little right now. They throw far side. They come up to make the tackle. That ball is out. They're going to call it incomplete. You hear the whistles. They're going to wave it off as Stedman Bailey, who is a very sure-handed wide receiver, came in with 75 reception.
I'm not sure how that is incomplete. Stedman Bailey turned, faced up the defender, and actually started to run. Interesting calls here tonight by this officiating crew.
That stops the clock. 4:38 to play on the incompletion. Second down and 10. Boy, more whistles. And a timeout.
I think Bob Stoops took that timeout,
Oklahoma,
because he wants them to look at this, thinking that it could potentially be a clean recovery. I wonder if he's looking for an official right now. Greg Burks is there. He's the head official, talking with Bob Stoops, and they are going to review this.
Oklahoma is challenging the last play. Ruling on the field was incompletion.
So he called the timeout right before that play. Here's the Stedman Bailey play previous to that. He catches the ball, and now he's going to make a move. He actually turns and tries to put that ball in the left hand.
You know, Joel, this is going to go into the category, and it's kind of that gray area. Did he make what is called a football move? With the and his back is against us. We can't see what's going on out in front of him.
Looked like he was trying to put that ball in the left arm. and run, because you always want the ball on the outside arm towards the sideline, not towards the defense or the pursuit from the middle of the field. So as he's trying to move that ball to the left arm, is it still moving around? So he turns to face up, and they're saying apparently it was never caught completely, but he faces up to the defender and acts like he's going to make a juke.
Again, that's that gray area where who defines what is a football move. It's upstairs now to the replay official, David Ames.
To me, that's a
After
fumble.
further review, the ruling on the field stands. Oklahoma will be charged a timeout, and they have no more challenges.
Petros, I think that's a technicality there. I mean, it stands on the field, but he clearly faced up to the defender and was going to try to run with the football.
Yeah, it looked to me like a quick whistle and a fumble, and they could have awarded Oklahoma that ball just right there where it was recovered, even though if the whistle had not blown, he would have scored.
He caught the ball, and then on the transition to secure it in the left arm, that's when it came loose. Poor call again, I thought, by the officiating crew. Even now, going upstairs, catching the ball, and then on the transition, that's when the ball comes out after contact, after he turned and faced the defender.
It was a terrific hit by Colvin, the right corner. It put his hat right on the football. West Virginia facing a blitz. And Geno Smith overthrows J.D. Woods.
He had him.
And that, you know what? You're right, Petros. If that ball's on the money, that's right down the middle on a post for 6.
He was getting pressured, guys. The safety, Javon Harris, was on a blitz, and I think that's what made him throw that ball a little bit early.
They're down at 10. Smith, Bailey, they hook up at the 35-yard line. Fresh downs for West Virginia.
Huge completion there to settle Geno Smith down, who's been looking a little bit rattled with the pressure that Oklahoma has been bringing. Steps up and a nice throw there. 4th
reception for Bailey. Remember, Oklahoma has not allowed any receiver this year with 6 receptions. Bailey has 4, and Garrison is knocked down after about a yard. Bailey last week, a monster game against Oklahoma State. 14 catches, 225 yards. Smith up top, man coverage. The button! Touchdown, Bailey! Geno Smith finding his rhythm on this series, and Joel, you could not have thrown a better ball.
You can't run a better route against one of the best corners in the country, Aaron Colvin. 33 yards from Geno Smith to Stedman Bailey. A terrific throw, getting started on that first down completion on a play previous to that, settling Geno Smith down. Then he steps up and throws just a dime down the middle of the field to Stedman Bailey, his 17th touchdown catch of the year.
And Geno Smith now with 32 touchdown throws. Here it is from your couch. Man coverage, and it was over the top, right on the shoulder, and a beautiful reception. And all of a sudden, West Virginia battles back. Remember, they trailed by 10 early, down 14, they cut it to 7.
Yeah, some resiliency here from the Mountaineers. Good anticipation from Geno Smith, telling his bench, here we go. We can keep up with the Oklahoma Sooners.
Most touchdown passes in one season, and look what he's done, back to back. 32, 31, Bolger had 31 back in 98. Many gave the Heisman. I mean, we were here for the Baylor game, and Joel, after week 5 around college football, Geno Smith was on the lips of every Heisman voter. And then the slide came. And then Kansas State got hot, and Colin Klein just did things not fancy, but fundamentally sound.
Well, he hasn't lost a game.
ball is squibbed and covered up by Oklahoma at the 25-yard line.
Covered by Brandon Green.
Well, welcome to Fox College Football, and it's presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Morgantown, West Virginia, on a cool November night, but not bad considering Thanksgiving's just coming up around the corner. 24-17. Entertaining first half. OU's trying to throw a knockout punch, Joel, but West Virginia has been hanging steady. Play clock rolls down to 5. Just got it off. On the ground, not much. Williams is buried. No gain. They'll mark him just past the 25-yard line.
Yeah, now this crowd back into it. Petros, this crowd coming alive after that touchdown from Gino to Stedman Bailey.
I think they recognize the grittiness of what's happening, especially with the West Virginia team. We talked about their performance, but how about Gino Smith? This is one of the best defenses in the country, especially against the pass, and he's looking good.
Snap count taken by Landry Jones. Good protection. Throws underneath on the hands of Kenny Stills. And Stills is past the first down marker at the 36. First and 10, under 3 to go. Clock runs. And OU's running a fast hurry-up offense. Jones will tuck. Heads to the sideline. Now steps up and throws. And a great grab. Justin Brown came back to help his quarterback.
I love what Justin Brown did there with your quarterback out of the pocket and scrambling. If you're the far wide receiver or the wide receiver that he's scrambling towards against the sidelines, you automatically come back to your wide receiver, giving him a target wide open for a conversion and another first down for Oklahoma.
Injured West Virginia nose tackle number 90, that's Shaq Rao, was down, but he came back. Foot's down, completion.
It's a great look at Justin Brown. See how he sees right now Landry Jones is in trouble, and he stops and he comes back to him, creating some space. That's a veteran move from a guy who played a lot of football at Penn State, transferred into Oklahoma.
And the 300-pounder is up. Out of Maple Heights, Ohio. Sometimes you lose sight. Young men, 19 and 20 years of age, of course, a lot of time in the weight room, but the size of the O and D lines in college football today, incredible.
6'4", 308 for Shaq Rao.
There's the numbers on Landry Jones tonight. 3 wide receivers near side on 1st and 10. Big hole, up the middle. Williams, 10-5, touchdown. Joel, for the second time tonight, the C's part, and Damian Williams just runs right through West Virginia secondary. 48 yards.
They continue to hammer away at that short side of the field. The defense for West Virginia is setting itself based on space on the wide side or the short side, and because there's no numbers back there, Oklahoma continues to run that zone play, the ISO play, back into that weak side of their offensive line in the short side of the field.
The PAT good, 4 plays, 75 yards, and 1:25 off the clock. Oklahoma on a quick strike run by Damian Williams. 31-17 OU. Big plays tonight, Joel, for Oklahoma. 76 yards. Saunders now 48 yards for Williams. Hard to explain what happened because it was just free run. It was a free run for OU.
It's just a numbers game, and you got to credit Josh Heupel, the play caller for Oklahoma, because he saw that, and that's why he continues to exploit that side of the defense for West Virginia.
To Tavon Austin. Back to receive for West Virginia. The Mountaineers may have to go heavy dose of Tavon all night long. Kicks away, and Austin has it. Hits a pile, now he's going the other way. Stops on a dime and is dropped at the 25-yard line.
Let's take a look at that touchdown again, the long run from Williams. And we look at what's going to go on. Watch Gabe Eichert, number 64, and he gets that block right there. That's what allows this lane for Damian Williams and the vision, finding that lane and bang, north and south, right to the pylon. But Gabe Eichert coming off of the double team and getting to the second level of the linebacker is what ultimately freed up Damian Williams for the long run and the touchdown for Oklahoma.
2 minutes to play in this first half. Wide open, an understatement. 31-17. 2 timeouts remaining for West Virginia. If they need them, Geno Smith in the pocket, throws up top. Ball is batted and picked off. The tip drill, Javon Harris. It was hit by Colvin, and Harris pulled it in, the strong safety.
Geno Smith putting his team in a bad situation here. Under 2 minutes, giving the ball back to Oklahoma. He threw that ball a little bit late. Stedman Bailey had to wait for it. And that's where Aaron Colvin broke on it, number 14, and then got up to finally tip it. Javon Harris right there to intercept it, and Oklahoma knocking on the door now. Their second turnover of the game, both interceptions. Geno Smith had only thrown 3 on the season coming into tonight's ball game. The 8th ranked pass defense in the country has already gotten 2 picks.
First 3 games, Oklahoma defense came up with 1 interception. The last 6+ games, they now have 10. Damian Williams finding some running room out to the 30-yard line. And Petros, you have to wonder, Geno's had some brilliant moments, and tonight he's tossed away two picks.
Joel, you have to wonder about it, too. Geno Smith, are there some throws he's learning he just can't make against certain Big 12 opponents?
That's a terrific point. You know, not only is it the depth for West Virginia that's been affected.
Going with the bulldozer. Spins out of a tackle and powers down to the 20-yard line. 255 pounds is tough to bring down.
Hey, I was going to finish my answer, but how about that 250 coming at you with the bulldozer? My goodness.
I like his patience, too.
Quick snap. Follows his blockers, tripped up, no gain, 20-yard line. Millard was trying to throw a block out front, but West Virginia slid through and shut him down.
To go back to Petros' point about Geno Smith, going into a new league, you know, a guy with that much experience learns to play football in a certain environment. And that environment in the Big East just isn't as difficult as the Big 12. Each and every week, you're facing defensive backs, even if they're ranked poorly in the nation in terms of pass defense, which Oklahoma isn't, but even if they are, they're good players, and you've got to throw the ball on time and very accurately in order to be effective. And that was neither on time nor accurate, and it was picked off.
Landry Jones back in at quarterback, double pumps. Now he throws underneath, and there's a late hit.
That was into the back.
Yes, it was. That's Justin Brown, who gets up a little bit slow. He took a shot from Josh Francis. 3rd down, 24 ticks on the first half clock, 3rd and 10. Now the official's going to run in and call timeout.
West Virginia.
West Virginia,
their second of the half.
Will use
30 seconds
the second timeout of the half. We'll keep it here with 24 seconds to play. Good look at Dana Holgerson in his second year. Now, he made some interesting comments about making sure he's in it for the long haul, as you were talking, Joel, about making the switch from Big East to the Big 12.
Well, he's a guy that's very familiar with the Big 12. I mean, that's where he really cut his teeth as a coach. Of course, under Mike Leach. He also had that unbelievable year statistically as a coordinator for 1 season at Oklahoma State with Brandon Whedon, Justin Blackman, and Kendall Hunter. He came here, had an enormous amount of success last year, and he said, you know, he was very ready, and he understood what it was going to be like to come to the Big 12 Conference. The problem was, he looked around and said, my players don't know what it's about, our administration doesn't know necessarily what it's about, and it's going to be difficult for this entire place to make the adjustment.
Oh, they're finding out what it's going to take. At 5-0 start, they've dropped 4 straight. Down 10 early, they came back to tie. Now they're down 31-17, and Oklahoma once more just before halftime. Landry Jones underneath. Oh, beautiful play. Reaching out to knock that ball down. Shaq Petaway. Number 36, sophomore. He's been a starter throughout the year. He's coming off the bench now behind Isaiah Bruce at the Sam strong side linebacker.
Yeah, and he's showing off some of his former safety skills. Moved from safety down to linebacker in spring practice. So learning the new position, but when he gets a chance to cover, you can see he goes back to just human instinct. I've done this before. Sees the ball, bats it down. Heck of a play by Shaq Petaway.
On a cut. We'll try a 37-yard field goal. He hit from 32 in the first quarter. Kicks up. Missed it. And West Virginia gets a little bit of momentum, confidence here just before halftime.
P, heck of a stand by that defense after that turnover. That's answering the bell. The sudden change defense right there from West Virginia. That's a huge stop by Shaq Petaway and the Mountaineers. P, how about Petaway laying out? I mean, that was a heck of a play.
Petaway, the king of Steubenville, Ohio, just laying out and knocking that down. He could have picked it, Joel.
He could have. Well, it would have been an amazing pick.
Yeah, you're right.
15 seconds on the clock before halftime. West Virginia trying to get something going here. It's Tavon Austin, flag, hanging on the back of an Oklahoma player's jersey. That's not what Bob Stoops is looking for here.
After the play, personal foul, number 15 of the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Lamar Harris, left corner.
Stoops brothers not happy with that, giving some life, because now Geno Smith, he can throw this ball 54 yards and get it into the end zone. One heave, trying to get some points.
On the 46, Austin. Past midfield to the 49. And West Virginia won't leave a timeout on the scoreboard. They just used their last 5 seconds to play before half. Well, Joel, this December, the UFC returns to Fox as lightweight champion Benson Henderson puts his title on the line against the top contender Nate Diaz, highlighting a full night of 4 epic bouts. Coverage of UFC on Fox 5 begins Saturday, December 8th at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and it's only on Fox.
Punch right! Everybody run to the fucking end zone! Taylor, option to the field!
Emotion, to say the least. Second down and 5. Now, you mentioned the Stoop brothers. Mike Stoop, the former Arizona head coach, has been away for 8 seasons, and he's back to take over the OU defense. What a combination they have been in the past and hope to be in the future. And that ball is tossed to the ground, incomplete. Austin was the intended receiver, but a second remains for one more play.
And I'm just going to say that looked like a poor play from Geno Smith, but it was actually incredibly intelligent. He understands he was about to get sacked. And just throw the ball at the feet of an eligible receiver. Try to leave 1 second on the clock so you can try to get the ball back down towards the end zone. The problem is this front 5 got to protect against this 4-man rush.
I got a 3-man package up top of your screen on 3rd down and 5. They throw it underneath. It's Austin trying to dance past Oklahoma, and that's going to do it to end the first half of play. 2 quarters are done. 31-17, Oklahoma leading on the road. Let's send you now to the Pizza Hut halftime report, and here's Eric. Welcome to Fox College Football, presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And back in Morgantown, Craig Bowerjack along with Joel Klatt. Halftime, 31-17 Oklahoma. Interesting ball game, up and down, all around. Let's talk Landry Jones. Yep. And Joel, he flirted with a 300-yard first half through the air and 3 touchdowns.
He was really good. I thought he looked as good as he has all year long, even outside of the pocket. What he was able to do, throwing accurately down the field to guys like Kenny Stills or Jalen Saunders, and really attacking the 120th ranked pass defense in the country, was huge. He threw for 270 yards in that first half with 3 touchdowns. He's a guy that, when he gets hot, it can get real hot. Right. So that's something to watch for this second half.
Let's go downstairs, check in with Petros Papadegas, and understand both coaches not real happy.
What a shock.
Right.
College football coach is not pleased. Dana Holgorsen really upset with his defense and the big plays that they gave up, like the run game, but wanted them to throw and catch better as far as Geno Smith and his receivers go. Oklahoma, Bob Stoops, not as upset, but angry. Found his team on defense out of position in the run game and wants them to bow up a little bit against Tavon Austin. Mike Stoops, I talked to him briefly, and he's dumbfounded by Tavon Austin's ability. Should be a great second half, guys.
It's hard to prepare for, Petros. I mean, you don't see a guy like that ever. I mean, he, like you said, he's the most electric guy in the open field in college football. You know, arguably with a guy like Marquise Lee and some others around the country, but there's no way to prepare for that for a guy like Mike Stoops.
And I think it caught Oklahoma off guard a little bit that he ended up in the backfield. Not just a little bit, so much of the first half.
Austin ran 11 times, P, for 80 yards, 7.3 yard per carry average. Honeycutt has him teed up. Let's play second half in Morgantown. Line drive coming out of the end zone. Stedman Bailey hits a wall, bounces back, pushes forward, and is thrown down at the 22-yard line. And to say the least, it was a rocky first half for Geno Smith.
He was only 10 of 20, 50% for 155 yards and 2 interceptions. High throws, never got his feet set. He was late down the field. This is not the Geno Smith that we saw in the first 5 games of the season. Here's their first half comparison of the 2 quarterbacks. 18 of 25 for Landry Jones, at 270 yards, 3 touchdowns. Geno Smith, he has just been dumbfounded with this man coverage from OU.
So pitching out, Bowie. Oklahoma spreads out the field, good down the line, pursued by Javon Harris, a strong safety. And Bowie not able to hit the edge and turn it up.
I thought Bowie had a step there on Harris, and he was able to make it up. Good makeup speed from the safety, Javon Harris. You know, he and Tony Jefferson last week alone, the 2 safeties, they accounted for 25 tackles in that game. A win for Oklahoma against Baylor.
Bowie 9 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown in the first half. He picks up 4, second down and 6. Austin finds a hole, dangerous, hits the edge, watch out. 30, 25, 15, touchdown, West Virginia. $74 yards. What a way to start the third quarter. Explosive. Tavon Austin. Extra point, up and good, and a buzz is on in Morgantown. Tavon Austin, Joel, you said it best, one of the most, if not the most electrifying player in college football in the open field, down the sideline. And West Virginia strikes in the third. We got a ball game in Morgantown. Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you. And by the all-new Ford Fusion. Go further. 44 seconds of electricity. Tavon Austin.
Dude is absolutely amazing. 154 yards rushing tonight. on 12 carries.
You know, it shows you how diverse he is. It's the 4th different touchdown this season: receiving, kickoff, punt, and rush.
Unbelievable. And Oklahoma doesn't have an answer for it right now. I mean, him at the tailback position causing Mike Stoops fits right now.
Running Clay, goal line. And knocked down hard at the 19, and this crowd into it.
Let's go back and take a look at the touchdown. I want you to see number 67, Quinn Spain. That was a corner blitz. He picks up Aaron Colvin, and then down the field, Ryan Nealon. He gets the block right here on Tony Jefferson. So 2 key blocks that spring Tavon Austin down the sidelines and for the touchdown. Ryan Nealon, the senior from Morgantown, West Virginia, working on Tony Jefferson, doing a heck of a job springing Tavon Austin.
And 74 yards later, it's a 7-point game, 31-24. Landry Jones, his numbers in the first half, 270 yards. And right now, the defense is fired up. And that pile, you saw a Mountaineer toss. Was that a towel or a shoe?
It doesn't matter at that point. Just, you know, they're just fighting and grabbing and doing whatever they can to stop these Sooners.
Isaiah Bruce fired up, a gain of 1 on 2nd down at 9. Damian Williams in the backfield. We got a 3-wide receiver package top of your screen. Landry Jones sets and throws across the field. And big gain, breaking a tackle. Shepard breaks another inside the 30 to the 26-yard line.
This defense just cannot tackle in the open field. It has killed them all season long. They're there, they're in position, and Sterling Shepard, the true freshman from Oklahoma City, breaks a couple of tackles and down the sidelines, in the air, taken completely out of this stadium after the crowd was back in the ball game.
Joel, what should have been a 10-yard pickup is a 52-yard gain to the 27-yard line of West Virginia. Jones, dart on the money, hard hit, and cartwheel down is just. Let's get a game break. A wild day in football. Back to LA. Here's Aaron.
Let's update you on Stanford, Oregon. Where's all the offense from the Ducks? Well, here it is as Stanford's up 7-0. Marcus Mariota finds Keenan Lowe for the 28-yard touchdown, and this one is tied up at 7.
So you got number 1 and number 2. Joel, tonight being pushed around a little bit, being tested here late in the season.
Dogfights. Now, normally Stanford struggles with those spread offenses, but tonight clearly playing really well defensively. Here's Justin Brown going in, and he gets hit low and hard right in that right leg. That was number 25, Darwin Cook.
Cartwheeled him. Hit him high, hit him low. That was Chestnut in on that hit as well.
He's a guy, Darwin Cook, that lost his starting spot. Last year was 14th in the Big East in tackles. He's flying around 38 tackles this season, and I'm just glad Justin Brown is up and walking okay, because it looked bad there when he took off on that right thigh.
31-24, just when you think West Virginia may have things figured out, they're back at it. They come in with the Belldozer package. Blake Bell. Nope, Landry Jones. Will Clark, number 98. He's had some knee problems throughout the season, but he's in on that stop. Second down and goal. Oklahoma stays with Landry Jones. Jones up top. Touchdown. Stills. Second time Jones has found Stills in the corner tonight. Fourth touchdown toss for Jones for Oklahoma.
What a night for Jones, and just an absolutely terrific job by Kenny Stills giving late hands to the defensive back. He didn't go up, get too excited that that ball was coming his direction. He waited patiently until that ball was near his face mask. Then he goes up and gets it. That doesn't allow the cornerback to go up and bat that ball down. What a great job.
Honeycutt with a PAT. 2 touchdowns already. 3 minutes into the third quarter. Shootout underway in Morgantown. 38-24, Oklahoma. Stoops happy, but not Holgerson. We'll be back on Fox. Fox College Football is sponsored by American Express, founder of Small Business Saturday. Visit shopsmall.com. Moments ago, Oklahoma answers back. Stills with a second touchdown grab of the evening. That was a 5-play drive. Joel went 80 yards, just over 2 minutes.
I just loved the patience from Kenny Stills because he just waited and waited and waited. Then at the last second, he elevates, puts his hands up, and banks. He had no idea the ball was even that close, and so he was too late. And it's because of the experience of Kenny Stills. Or maybe he was just blinded by that blonde mohawk, Petros. What do you think?
It's possible.
You know, that has to go on the all-hair club, right, for this year. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
pretty impressive.
That's something. That might take the cake this year.
Honeycutt will kick away at the goal line. And Austin, little room to return. He's knocked down to the 15. The UPS got a flag down.
During the return, holding, number 50, the return team. Penalty being forced half the distance to the goal. First down.
That moves it back inside the 10-yard line. Now we can talk about UPS team performance. The index is a statistical measure that looks at the efficiency of a team's offense, defense, special teams, miscues to define their competitive advantage. You can check out this week's rankings to see that Kansas State at the top of the UPS performance index. A look at the logistics behind a winning team. K-State and Bama have been on top most of the season.
They sure have. K-State by a wide margin.
Geno Smith airs it deep. Man covers, little bump. And intended receiver was Stedman Bailey. Speaking of Kansas State, let's get a game break. Back to Los Angeles, and here's Aaron.
Yeah, let's check in on that #1 team in the nation. Well, they're starting to add on to this score here. Chris Harper, 7-yard touchdown pass from Colin Klein. K-State needed that one. Baylor still leading, though, 28-14.
2 touchdowns down on the road. #1 team in college football. Second down, 10. Tavon Austin. Joel, you just saw what I saw. That's patience. Did you wait? Did you see him wait for that little block to pop a hole?
And P, you were a running back. He's not normally back there. How does he develop that? He's just a football player, you know?
Yeah, he's something special, and I would never believe that he could have this amount of success with this amount of carries, but there's a lot of space out there, guys.
363 all-purpose yards tonight. That is a single-game record here at West Virginia as he slips and slides as he tries to cut it back upfield.
There are running backs that play that position their entire life and never develop the patience.
Yeah, you're talking to one.
Tavon Austin is a heck of a football player.
In the eye, second down 11 after the loss of 1. Tavon gets the call, high steps into the 30. He's a showman as well, and out front was the left tackle, Spain. he's a confident runner.
Yeah. You can tell he does not get nervous with the ball in his hand. 15 carries now for 175 yards, 11 a pop against the Oklahoma Sooners.
He's off the field for a short rest, I'm sure. West Virginia goes back to work on a rollout. First down and more.
Gabe Lynn missed that tackle. He was the outside linebacker.
That's Cody Clay who got the start tonight. He's a running back slash H-back slash tight end. And he grabs his first reception, a pickup of 19. Bailey and Colvin have had quite a little duel going on tonight.
Well, Stedman Bailey, he's been terrific as well. 5 catches for 70 yards, which is normally just an outstanding day against Oklahoma, but the show has been stolen by Tavon Austin running the football. 15 carries, 175, 11.5 per.
Austin's in the slot. Geno Smith play action throws. It's caught. Bailey at the 35-yard line. And Joel, that's the 6th reception. Make that 7 now. Credited with 7, 84 yards.
First player to get to 7 receptions against Oklahoma's defense all year long. And now Geno Smith finding a rhythm in the pocket.
1st and 10, move the chains. Bowie tries to break a tackle, does, and maybe picks up a yard at the 35-yard line. 2nd down long. Chuka Indule, number 98, tackle. First time we marked down his name tonight, number 98. 4 sacks on the season. And now Austin's back in the backfield. And around. Thompson. And he's hit up high at the 31-yard line.
On the reverse, tackled by Wilson.
I'm impressed by the discipline from Oklahoma, because as soon as Tavon Austin touches the ball, I would be, as a defender, just screaming out of my zone, out of my area to try to tackle that guy because of the success that he's had. But Oklahoma staying home, staying disciplined for Mike Stoops, the defensive coordinator, and ultimately there to force this 3rd and 6.
West Virginia needs to get just inside the 27-yard line to move the chains. And on big hole right side. Nice cutback. Bowie. First down and more. We are just marching up and down the field. Oklahoma and West Virginia.
For the 2nd straight week, Oklahoma has given up over 200 yards on the ground between Bowie and Tavon Austin. West Virginia having their way up front right now with Oklahoma, and that's really provided all the offensive success for West Virginia tonight.
252 yards, Joel, as you mentioned, a season high against Baylor on the ground. A throw at far side and a pickup of 2. Bailey is now stacking up the receptions.
This is also a product of that man coverage that Oklahoma plays, because when somebody starts running the football very effectively against you as a defense and you're in man coverage, it comes down to one player making a tackle in open field. And we've seen on this drive on several different occurrences that one player missing that tackle for Oklahoma.
Number 3 in the nation in receiving yards is Devin Bailey, 117. Geno once more, pocket collapses, spins. He's going to run 10, and he dances out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Colvin gave him a hit. Geno Smith showing some escape ability.
Yeah, some good athleticism from Geno Smith on the last snap. Good coverage down the field. And on 3rd and 3, this ball's got to go to Tavon Austin.
He's had a rest. He's back on the field. He's in the slot. Instead, they go up power to the middle past the 5, and it's Bowie to the 4.
I don't know if he got this. They're needing the 4.5-yard line. Depending on the spot, it's going to be very close. I can't tell where that linesman spotted it. That's really close right there. The nose of the football just...
So they're going to bring the chains out, but I think they got it.
I don't think they did, Craig. They're going to be short by about 4 inches.
I didn't tell you that my eyes weren't the 20/20 they used to be. football. What do you do? Tonight, Holgerson's had 2 opportunities. He kicked a field goal, went for it. Great tackle. Harris, the strong safety, came in and hit him thigh high. He's going to roll the dice, and Holgerson will.
Previous play is under further review.
Going to take a closer look at this spot.
Again, David Ames, a replay official. And it's simply, again, Joel, from my first reaction was I believed it was a first down on the second effort here. And you look at the line.
I thought it was a good spot. If they're going to rule that forward progress is down and he's done fighting for extra yardage, that ball is in his chest right there, and it's just barely across the 5-yard line, which is about where they have the ball. In fact, I think you could make an argument that that ball could be moved back a couple of inches, actually. At this point right here, Bowie stops fighting for extra yardage, and it looks like the ball right on his stomach, and he's basically almost upright, sitting on the 5-yard line, directly where the ball is set right now. This is going to stand. You gotta believe.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
Yeah, there's not evidence there to overturn that call. So Dana Holgerson. 4th down and 1. They're going to load up the backfield with Cody Clay, Andrew Bowie. Here we go. The push, Bowie, 1st down. Goal to goal for West Virginia.
Yeah, that's a big play for that offensive line, right up the middle against that OU defense. And they had some players there. Tom Ward, number 21, he was there, but he actually hopped out of his gap responsibility too far to his left and allowed that little crease for Andrew Bowie to get through and ultimately convert that 1st down.
This is an 82-yard drive, the 15th play, and no gain. 2nd down goal. Stacy McGee, number 92. Left tackle in on the stop, and boy, looking around, dancing.
Always one of the most animated coaches on the sideline. Mike Stube, he was as a head coach, he now is as the defensive coordinator.
2nd down goal. They stretch it out. Gino on the run. Nearly picked off, batted down at the 1-yard line. Good play by Harris, number 30, the strong safety. He tipped that pass away.
This is as good of a coverage team as I have seen in college football in a long time. They can flat play man coverage. They make up speed. The safeties can cover in man. Demontre Hurst and Aaron Colvin, the corners, they can cover man-to-man. You don't normally see. College football is dominated by zone coverage, and Oklahoma plays about 95% man coverage.
17th play of this drive. 3rd down and goal. Cutting back. Another cut, Austin. You have to witness that to believe his cut ability. Not once, Joel Klatt, but twice. He stopped here.
Javon Harris right in position. He's juked. Then Demontre Hurst, number 6, juked. Both seniors, tremendous football players in the back end.
Benton Kurt misfires on the PAT. 8-point spread at Morgantown. Tavon Austin, a special player, cuts it into the end zone. Holgerson, there's life, back with the Mountaineers. 8-point game, Oklahoma. 5:46 to go. The Mountaineer doing push-ups, down 8, 38-30. It's coming right at you, Joel Klatt. Beautiful run by Tavon Austin.
There's Javon Harris, one senior, and Demontre Hurst, number 6. He's the next senior. And into the end zone. That missed extra point, though, that could come back to haunt West Virginia. And Bittencourt just absolutely pulled it. But Petros, that run, I mean, this kid, I'm out of words to describe this kid.
Well, you know, Joel, you were talking about how Oklahoma's one of the few teams that plays man coverage, and that's because of their level of athlete. That level of athlete, which is great for Oklahoma, is absolutely looking ridiculous trying to tackle Tavon Austin.
Yeah.
What has that done?
Foolish. I mean, they do. They look foolish trying to tackle this guy in the open field.
Finch, 5-yard line. Stumbles, has his feet. 25 to the 27. Now, plenty of numbers to check out here with tonight's 4-game summary.
Tavon Austin, the one stealing the show. He and Landry Jones. I mean, they're both having career-type nights. 376 all-purpose yards for Tavon Austin. Landry Jones with the 4 TD passes. Oklahoma, they have not been stopped much offensively. And it seems like every time West Virginia creeps back into this game and gets one of those touchdowns to get close, Oklahoma has an answer offensively. So this becomes the question. Can the Mountaineer defense get off the field on this series and get that ball back to Tavon Austin and Geno Smith?
Landry Jones back to work, 352 yards of passing. He wants more. Fires, has it. And the catch is pulled in by Saunders. Carl Joseph with the stop. And Petros, I don't know how you stop Landry Jones. You got to put some pressure on him.
Well, they can hit him, or like Joel's been talking about, move him out of the pocket. He's less accurate there.
He is a pocket passer. They go to the ground. And Damian Williams is swarmed under after a pickup of 1.
This is the key point in the game for the West Virginia defense. Dana Holgorsen telling us that their team right now in this 4-game losing streak doesn't expect good things to happen to them. Well, they need to expect a good thing to happen to them now. It's 2nd and 9. Good first down defense put them in an advantageous situation. This is their opportunity to get off the field.
In the backfield is Millard and Clay for Oklahoma. Jones, shotgun, pressure from the edge, throws. That ball in traffic, caught by Justin Brown near the first down marker.
All day to throw for Landry Jones, who was then able to just step up and find Jalen Saunders. They were trying to create something good. Joe DeForest sends the pressure, but Oklahoma up to the task, pick it up beautifully with their running backs. Landry Jones steps up, creates a 3rd and short.
Blake Bell. They call him the Belldozer for a reason, 254 pounds. Whistle before the snap.
It seemed like an inadvertent whistle.
There is no foul. 3rd down.
Right you are.
But not good for Oklahoma because they showed their hand. They got to call a new play now. And that ball was snapped. Will they go back to that same well?
Bell now takes a glance at the sideline. Going to change it up.
They've got the numbers on this side of the defense.
Long snap count, Bell. Little zone run, and his power elevates him to a 1st down. He was caught, Joel, in the backfield, but 254 pounds on a lean and a 1st down Oklahoma.
Run game is all about ratios, and I circled those ratios because that's exactly where you want to take advantage of the defense, and they do that with a counter play. Faking to the right, then he steps up and goes back in a gap scheme, got pulling linemen, got Trey Millard coming around. West Virginia did a nice job trying to blow that up, but the 250 pounds of the Belldozer executes it well and gets a 1st down. Oklahoma up by 8, 3:40 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Some scenes Morgantown, West Virginia here on Fox. So we've had an uphill, downhill, running, battle, you name it, we've seen it, 38-30. Can West Virginia put a stop to Oklahoma? It's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Brennan Clay tackled the moment he touched the football. Will Clark, Jack Rao team up.
And again, a win on 1st down for West Virginia. Got to create something positive here on 2nd down. This is where you're really in position to do anything defensively. They've chosen to pressure Landry Jones. The problem is Jones has handled that beautifully during the course of this game.
3 wide receiver package set up near side. A loss of 2 now, 2nd and 12. Jones steps in the pocket, throws, and overthrows it. Justin Brown, the intended receiver. And Joel, the difference there, the fact finally West Virginia got in the backfield.
Yeah, they were able to get to him and at least force him to step up and throw this ball before they wanted to. Will Clark, number 98, 6'7", 271 pounds. 1.5 sacks on the year, and he created that incompletion. And now a 3rd and really long for Oklahoma.
Tonight, 5 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. They need 12 to keep the drive alive. Jones steps, throws, and complete. Reaching out to knock that ball away, Pettaway.
Another pass broken up by Shaq Pettaway. Laying out. Their feet got tangled up. That's Jalen Saunders, the junior. Transfer from Fresno State. But Pettaway, again, a huge 3rd down stop from him, batting that ball away. And West Virginia does exactly what they needed to do. Get off the field and get the ball back to that guy. Back to receive the punt. Number 1, Tavon Austin.
We've got a timeout. And Oklahoma will punt for only the 2nd time when we come back. Pressway will punt. Only his 2nd kick of the night. And awaiting is Tavon Austin. Pressure comes and the kick's away. Austin calls to keep away from that bounce, and it'll be out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So a short kick, and Geno Smith down 8, ready to go back to work.
The most success that they've had is with number 1 in the backfield, giving him that rock, creating space, and then once they're able to do that, then they get into the rhythm of their offense. But when they've come out and just tried to toss the ball around with Geno Smith, he hasn't been as effective. He's needed that run game. And Tavon Austin now, 181 yards in the game, lined up right behind Geno Smith.
Over 11 yards per carry. The snap away. Austin, little stutter step, cut back. Another cut. Wow, watch out. Tavon Austin, 50. Can they catch him? 35-30. High steps out of bounds at the 25-yard line. We are watching Houdini.
You're not supposed to be able to do that.
No.
Tony Jefferson had him dead to rights right at the line of scrimmage.
56 yards. This crowd buzzing. Mike Stoops is pacing on that Oklahoma sideline. Geno goes up top. There was some contact. Crowd wants a flag. It was a one-on-one battle with Bailey and Colvin.
Colvin actually had a better beat on the ball than Stedman Bailey did. Geno Smith is lucky that that ball wasn't picked off. Didn't look like a ton of contact, maybe a little bit of contact, but Colvin was turned back to the ball. They were both they both have a right to that football. Holgerson clearly upset with that non-call by the officials.
Over 230 yards of rushing tonight for Tavon Austin. This time Garrison gets the call and he'll take it inside the 20-yard line. Let's call it the 19.
Petros, I've never seen anything like this before from Tavon Austin.
Yeah, we saw him make a run like that high school cut that he did against TCU. And again, Joel, it's not supposed to happen. It was a calculated risk by Dana Holgerson to play Austin at tailback, and I didn't think he'd last carrying the ball multiple times like that from behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, was I wrong. This guy's unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, he's averaging almost 14 yards a carry.
Geno Smith rolls. Pointing. With a tough running, close to a first down, and is knocked down about a yard shy. Cody Clay was out there trying to throw a block. And what do you do?
Well, number one's jogging on the field. I got to assume this ball is going to him.
Fourth down and about just a little less than a yard. Short. And Holgerson, his reaction, emotional. That headset may not make it through the night.
He's still upset about the pass interference call that didn't get called. He's not upset at that fourth down play. He's still upset at the officials about that non-pass interference call. Here's the fourth down play. Javon Harris comes in. He stops him. He's the safety. Crashes in from the left side of the defense, right side of the offense. Gets Andrew Bowie to the ground. Makes the play ultimately for Oklahoma.
Joel, he's made some great plays coming off the edge tonight.
I'm just surprised that Tavon Austin doesn't get the ball there. You know, even though he's small in stature and it's 4th and 1, he has just run all over Oklahoma.
Quick throw. Saunders bounces off a one West Virginia tackler and he gets to the 25-yard line. Looks like about a 9-yard gain. Instead, it's a 1st and 10 after a pickup of 10. This third quarter clock is running down. Pressured. You heard the footsteps. Clay didn't make the reception. And Barber, the weak side backer, with pressure on Landry Jones. That brings up 2nd down and 10 with 11 ticks on the third quarter clock. Jones barks out the signals. Pressure, throws. And he threw it behind Jalen Saunders. Again, there's been great success when you get that backfield. It has flushed out Jones, and he's thrown that ball early several times. 3rd down and 10.
They're bringing pressure here. Man-to-man coverage on the outside.
Play clock
Looks
to
like
7.
they're coming right here.
Play clock to 4. And we got a flag.
The false start on Oklahoma.
False start, number 4, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Trying to change the play. Kenny Stills got a little antsy from his wide receiver position. West Virginia was heating them up on the last play. Looks like they're just going to sit back and play some coverage on this play. You can always tell by how many safeties are back. 2 safeties back outside the hash. That is not a pressure profile for Landry Jones.
Jones steps and throws. On stride is Saunders. How about that play to end the third quarter? You look like you had Oklahoma stifled and stopped, but Jones comes up with a big toss, and this is where Holgorsen was upset, Joel. The non-call on what he thought was pass interference, and the headset hits the ground in Morgantown. Ranked Oklahoma leading West Virginia 38-30. Time now to look at tonight's Cade Jewelers headlines. UCLA beating USC. Notre Dame stays undefeated. Monte Ball ties the NCAA record. Touchdowns now 78. Just some of the headlines making news around college football. Another one we'll be keeping an eye on, Joel, is Baylor and Kansas State. Oklahoma.
Williams the ball carrier.
To the heart of West Virginia's front. Kyle Rose made the initial hit. Nowhere to rumble was Williams.
Initial hit by Jared Barber. Hugging.
Pace slowing down for Oklahoma. Much more methodical right now on offense than they were in the first quarter.
Landry Jones over 400 yards passing now with 4 touchdowns. Will take the snap from the shotgun. Sets his feet, throws flat, far side. And how about West Virginia? Great pursuit. They string it out and they tackle down Damian Williams. Let's get a game break. Back to Los Angeles, and here's Aaron Andrews.
Checking in on number 1, K-State. This is following a Colin Klein interception. Glasgow Martin with the 4-yard touchdown run. That's his second of the game. Baylor leads this one now 35-17, guys.
Aaron, thank you. It really takes the heart out of the team to score off a turnover.
Yeah, especially a team that doesn't normally give up turnovers like Kansas State. They've been so efficient with the football all year long.
Got 1,000 yards of offense in this football game through 3 quarters. Big throw inside West Virginia territory. That's Sterling Shepard who climbs up and grabs that football at the 48-yard line.
Wow, high school All-American, and you can see why. How about the body control from a young true freshman on the out route, getting the foot down inbounds for the conversion.
He's out of Oklahoma City. Landry Jones sidesteps, pressure, throws it up, intercepted. Oh, he liked to have that one back in his hand. Broderick Jenkins with the interception, his first of the season, and Jones makes a mistake, and West Virginia shuts down OU.
Boy, a guy that's played this much football in his career needs to know better than what Landry Jones just did. Trying to elude the rush, doesn't get enough on this football because he has to flip his hips all the way around, and Jenkins goes up for the interception. West Virginia light down 8 in the fourth quarter.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, a perfect combination of chocolate and peanut butter. By Aflac, official partner of the Heisman Trophy. And by Nissan, innovation that excites. Joel, we talked about how to disturb Landry Jones. You put pressure on him.
Yeah, you got to get him off of his throw spot. Not nearly as accurate. In fact, he only throws for 44% once he's outside of the pocket. That's where they find him on this play. He tries to flip his hips and get that ball down the field, but severely underthrown. Poor decision from Landry Jones. Kenny Stills turns into a defender, and the senior putting his team in a bad position turned the ball over in the fourth quarter.
That's the 8th interception tossed by Landry Jones, and it gives West Virginia 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line. Geno Smith in his own end zone, throws up top. Stedman Bailey with a grab at the 35, call it the 37-yard line.
Now that is standing in the face of pressure. Geno Smith was getting pressured from the outside. He stands in the pocket and delivers a strike down the field to Stedman Bailey.
Trap deep. Now they've got room. 1st and 10, 37. There's Bailey lined up near side. Tavon Austin. Oklahoma zeroes in on him up front. Maybe a yard on the push up front. Bailey tonight, 9 receptions, 120 yards. That's the 12th time he's gone over 100 yards in his career.
There was the pressure that you saw from the outside, breakdown and protection, but that was just a terrific throw right down the middle of the field. In between 3 Oklahoma defenders, dropped it in nicely.
2nd down and 9. Oklahoma can't wrap up. Bailey makes the cut and is tackled inside the 30-yard line.
4 different Oklahoma Sooners had an opportunity to tackle Stedman Bailey, and he broke all those tackles. The open field ability of some of these Mountaineer skill position players is really causing Oklahoma tons of problems in this game. And now Geno Smith finding a rhythm. You're seeing a guy right now, didn't play well early in this game, and he's starting to get confident right now. That's the last thing the Sooners want to see.
Now he's made some terrific throws here early in this series. He wants more. He'll run out of the pocket, chased. He's got room, pointing, directing, 1st down at the 10. Geno inside, running for the end zone, and he runs out of gas at the 4-yard line. Finally, it was Colvin who chased it from one side to the other.
He's faster than I thought. I mean, he was running around like crazy on that play. They got it rolling right now, West Virginia. You get the sense there is confidence in the eyes of the Mountaineer offensive players.
4 plays, already 94 yards, less than 2 minutes off the clock. They dump it down. Bailey. Touchdown. Joe Klatt, that is a definition of just a bang-bang offense. Big play after big play, and they ride the emotion of his hometown crowd.
And they were backed up. That was a 95-plus yard drive. And quickly for Dana Holgerson's offense. Right down the field and into the end zone.
Remember, Bittenkurt missed the PAT on the last touchdown. West Virginia down 2, and now they're going to have a review whether or not Bailey found the end zone.
Stedman Bailey's only 195 pounds, and he made the decision. It's actually a pass play because Geno Smith catches the snap and then shovels it forward to Stedman Bailey. 5'10", 195. And he decided at one point, he said, you know what, my only chance is to stick my right foot in the ground and go directly upfield. And you'll see where right here. How about that leg drive? That looks like a touchdown to me. It didn't look like his knees were down before that ball crossed the goal line, Craig.
Well, there was a collision, as you saw out front. David King, number 90. Bailey was able to spin off of that hit, but was a knee down. Let's go to Los Angeles and bring in the man with the 20/20 vision, Mike Pereira. Mike, what do you see?
Well, my vision really tells me at this point that I don't see enough to overturn the call on the field. But my vision's not always clear, by the way. But, you know, I think it's really kind of the left hip, which is the first thing that hits. And I think the ball had broken the plane as we continue to look at it, here. Without a shot down the line that really shows it clear, I don't think they can overturn this.
All right, Mike, it's under official review. We'll look at it one more time. And there's what Mike was talking about, that the ball already broken the plane just before
after
the knee
further
hit.
review, rolling on the field stance, touchdown.
And Mike, once again, you do have 20/20 vision, my friend.
You guys said first, and that's always makes it a little easier for me.
That's right.
All right, Mike, thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll check in with you again if needed. Dana Holgerson. in the second year. Last year, it was all about the Big East, the Orange Bowl. They make the switch to the Big 12.
This is huge now. They're starting to go for two because of that missed extra point. Tavon Austin in the backfield with Geno Smith.
2-point attempt to tie this game at 38. Geno steps, throws, off the hands of Stedman Bailey. Oh, so close. Oklahoma up 2 on the road on Fox. Well, Joe, this week the Fox College Football social poll on Facebook asked fans who's the most exciting player in college football. And here's the results of that poll.
Revote. I want a revote with Tavon Austin as one of the possible choices. Because I'm voting for him.
What we've seen tonight, I mean, Borders just beyond outstanding. Austin has done it all. You were surprised. I think everybody in the building was surprised that they didn't go to Austin on that 2-point conversion. 38-36 Oklahoma. At the 1-yard line, Roy Finch. And a collision down at the 27-yard line. I want to take you back what could be the biggest play of this game. That missed extra point by West Virginia. And that forced the Mountaineers, Joel, on that last series after the touchdown to go for the 2, and it's just off the hands of Stedman Bailey.
And it was a good throw. Bailey knows, you can see he's grabbing his face mask right after the incompletion. Geno Smith put it on the money, but Bailey just slipped a little bit, breaking out of his break.
Just over 11 minutes left in a thriller in Morgantown. Landry Jones goes back to work. Damian Williams sticks his head in the pile. Let's get a game break. Back to LA, and once again, Aaron Andrews.
More updates from Waco for you. Nick Florence, he is picked off here in his own end zone by Randall Evans on the 1-yard line. This would lead to a Colin Klein 1-yard touchdown. Baylor still in the lead, 35-24.
The number 1 still alive, Joel Klatt.
Still alive.
A lot of football left to be played.
Huge mistake
at Baylor. Suck it down 8, Oklahoma. Quick hitter, Williams up the gut.
Petros, I'm a little surprised that Oklahoma has gone away from what was really successful in the first half, which was Landry Jones throwing the football. Now they've become methodical and really trying to assert themselves in the run game.
You know, it's interesting. They have all these pieces like Millard and Williams and Saunders and Stills, but they don't seem, at least in this game, to have been able to put together a solid identity to attack. And that's tough to say about a team that scored 38 points.
3rd down and 3. Jones flips it out, wide open, 1st down and more. And Trey Millard is chopped down after the 1st down, number 33. Sure-handed came in with 21 receptions.
And a guy that was huge on their first series. A couple of catches on that series, including the touchdown grab, and a great steadying force for this Oklahoma team. And Landry Jones goes right to him, a junior from Columbia, Missouri. All Big 12 last year, terrific player, and you can tell just calmed everything down for Oklahoma. Everybody takes a deep breath now with a new set of downs.
Under 10 minutes to play. Damian Williams cutting back. A couple of Mountaineers jump on for a ride. They'll be short of the 1st down, 2nd down. Nice pickup on 1st. And it brings up a 2nd and 4.
It's the first time in a while that Oklahoma's been able to win 1st down and create a position where they are in 2nd and 4. These are the opportunities play callers love to take shots, 2nd and short yardage.
Jones puts a man in motion. He'll throw near side on the hands of Saunders. And West Virginia, they all played their lane, stayed at home. Good discipline by the Mountaineers, and that brings up 3rd down. And you hear the bell chime again, and that signals 3rd down in Morgantown. mishandled on the exchange. Joel, you saw what I saw, and there were several looks to the sideline by Landry Jones.
It looked like Gabe Eichert, the center, just completely mishandled that ball right from the snap, and it just rolled in between his legs, and Landry Jones went into full cover-up mode there to fall on that ball and save this punting opportunity for Tress Way.
Way lets it fly. Tavon Austin awaits, away for a fair catch at the 15-yard line. So here we go. 7:33 to play. Geno Smith back on the field. And that Mountaineer offense, they found some new confidence in the second half. They're down 2 on Fox. It is time for this week's Heisman Watch, presented by Nissan. Up top of that Heisman Watch, and Colin Klein and K-State being tested tonight.
Yeah, they sure are. They're going to have to come back on Nick Florence and the Baylor Bears. Kenyon Barner, he clearly is in that race. And Johnny Manziel, I mean, this guy, what they did last week in Tuscaloosa, putting himself firmly in that race. And Marquise Lee also, I wouldn't be shocked to see him in New York. Another big day, even though USC lost to the Bruins.
Austin makes a cut midfield, makes another at the 40, cuts it back. And a flag, they're going to bring this one back. There is a flag back at the 22.
It's about the only thing that's going to stop Tavon Austin tonight. Long conference for just a flag that you would assume is in the area of a holding call.
I think there were 2 flags
there is
down.
Now. There's 2. There's one up by where he went out of bounds as well.
One back at the line of scrimmage. Here's
Personal
a call.
foul, hands to the face, number 2 defense. That penalty be 15 yards from the end of the run. Sideline interference, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Oklahoma bench. Penalty being enforced half the distance to the goal. First down.
Julian Wilson, number 2, is called for the hands to the face.
A 53-yard scamper by Tavon Austin, and then stack on the penalty yards on top of that. His cut ability again. Not once, twice, but 3 times.
And both penalties pushing this ball all the way inside the 10-yard line for the Mountaineers.
This will be first and goal, 8-yard line. Play action. Geno Smith up top, corner. Got it! Stedman Bailey! The field for the PAT. Down the middle. It all began with Tavon Austin, then penalties. But Austin's night continues. "53 yards. And then the touchdown reception. This was a 2-play drive. 85 yards. West Virginia up 5 at home on 12th ranked Oklahoma. Fox College Football is sponsored by AT&T. Rethink possible. We better rethink this game.
What a game. This place is electric. And West Virginia really starting to believe in themselves.
Yes.
And that's something that Dana Holgorsen said. That had left this team the last 4 games. A 4-game losing streak. First 4-game losing streak since 2001 here in Morgantown. And right now, they believe they can win this game. You can tell the confidence right now for West Virginia is palpable at home.
West Virginia has not lost 5 in a row since 1986. They kick away. That ball pops out. Brennan Clay recovers and gets to the 21-yard line.
Let's go back. There was some confusion about what happened actually on those penalties. I want you to watch up here on the sidelines for Oklahoma. A bystander, the official is going to be running, jogging with the play, and gets knocked over. Both of them hit the ground. That's what the infraction was and what moved the ball all the way down inside the 10-yard line. He was only a couple of yards off the sidelines. You got to be all the way back off of that white, all the way back behind the line, so that the officials can roam and do their job. That's what that penalty was called on.
Landry Jones, 420 yards, sets up a screen pass. Plenty of room to rumble. Williams stepped out of bounds. Boy, he had a lane to the end zone. And right here you'll see...
Just couldn't get
right
turned
there.
up right there. His left foot out of bounds. He had tons. See, look at all the West Virginia guys pointing down. Hey, right there. He stepped out.
3 wide receiver package, top of your screen. Williams, the lone back. Landry Jones up top. Oh, threw into triple coverage.
Isaiah Bruce had that in his hands. And then just hits his own player.
Did Saunders put a hand on that? Play a little defense, did he not?
Boy, another ill-advised throw from Landry Jones. This time, no pressure on the quarterback. He steps up and he tries to force the ball down the middle of the field.
Under 7 minutes to play. 43-38 West Virginia. Jones stands. Downfield coverage. And now he slings it out of bounds. I was hearing whistles before he released it.
I think they called timeout. Those officials, yeah, he's signaling. Absolutely. Oklahoma called timeout before that snap.
Joel, it is so loud here. The far side officials with the whistle. Timeout. West Virginia by 5. Back in Morgantown, 6:35 to play. 43-38. Petros, this game has had about everything, and I can't even predict what's next.
Well, first of all, Tavon Austin with 292 yards is ridiculous. But Joel, Landry Jones right now, the senior, looks like the quarterback that's new to the Big 12. What's going on with him down the stretch?
They flip-flop roles. You know, he looks like what Geno Smith looked like in the second quarter. He's got to find some semblance of rhythm right now on this drive.
It's second down at 10. West Virginia bringing pressure from the edge, and that throw. Jones stands strong in the pocket, and he knocks it into Sterling Shepard.
And
Carl
Petros,
Johnson, or Joseph with a tackle.
There's your confidence right there, Petros. How about that? Standing tall in the pocket. He gets a few opportunities to get jostled around, and yet still delivers the ball for a strike down the field.
And he moved. He doesn't usually move and throw the ball well. You've been pointing it out all day. That was a big-time senior play by Landry Jones.
Petros, that was a 28-yard completion and a first down for Oklahoma inside the 35-yard line of West Virginia. Clock coming up on 6 minutes to play. Again, he's past the hash, and again he makes another big throw inside the 15-yard line. Justin Brown. So now he's finding some confidence, Joel, of his own outside the pocket.
That's exactly what he needed, his rhythm. And for a quarterback as experienced as Landry Jones, it just takes one. And then all of a sudden, the juices start flowing. And now 487 yards on the night, 4 touchdowns. This guy had a lot of success in an Oklahoma uniform. Now finding himself down on the road late in November. Still BCS aspirations for this team. A lot on the line right now.
West Virginia is trying to become bowl eligible. Jones throws it out to the flat, and stumbling after the catch is Williams. And Jared Barber bringing some pressure on Jones, able to slingshot it out.
And now just imperative that the best red zone team in the Big 12 Conference, 93% conversion rate scoring points, gets into the end zone.
1,200 yards of offense. 5 minutes, and the clock runs on here in Morgantown. Second down, 8. Katowski goes in motion. For a moment, Williams looked like he had room to run, but then Terrence Garvin put his hat right on his number.
Gino wants that ball back. Terrence Garvin trying to get it back for him. Huge third down. On third down, Kenny Stills is the go-to target. 74% of his catches this year have either been for first downs or touchdowns. Biggest snap of the game for Landry Jones right now.
Stills with number 4 on his back. Landry Jones sets, wants to throw, it's zone, climbs the ladder, and you called it. Kenny Stills, touchdown.
And Oklahoma answers. Patience from Landry Jones to allow the route concept to develop, and Stills to get open on the back line of the end zone. And now Oklahoma up by 1. Offense still on the field, will go for 2.
5th touchdown toss of the night. Jones just 3 yards shy of 500. And the 2-point conversion for Oklahoma.
Holgerson called timeout.
Timeout. West Virginia. They're second of the half. 30 seconds.
Well, they want to use a little freeze out on Landry Jones. The touchdown moments ago. Jones to Stills. 1-point game, OU. .410 left to play in this thriller in Morgantown. 44-43, 12th ranked Oklahoma and West Virginia have put on a show. 2-point attempt. Dana Holgerson, Joel, with a little freeze out, trying to gather his troops before the 2-point try.
Didn't like his defensive look, and now that ball was snapped and they had showed that they were going to sprint out to the right. They had the 3 wide receivers to the right. Landry Jones on the move. Kind of like a sprint ride option. That's what it's called in the West Coast offense. So now Oklahoma has a decision. Do you stay with that play call or do you go down the list? You always have planned out 2-3 2-point conversion play calls, and it looks like they've changed. Their formation has changed now. They still have the 3 receivers, but now Kenny Stills one-on-one on the top of your screen.
I thought maybe we would see the Belldozer, Blake Bell. They go with Landry Jones on this 2-point try. Jones in the pocket, throws corner, and no. But Oklahoma retains the lead of 44-43.
Trying to hit the back shoulder fade, and Brown lost his place on the field. Looked like he drifted too far. Good defense here by Ishmael Banks, pushing him over to the sidelines. That's exactly what a corner is always trying to do. Use the sidelines as the extra defender. And Justin Brown just got lost on the field. And they were unable to convert with the 1-point lead, and now Geno Smith going back on the field. Got a feeling this is going to be a little bit of the Geno Tavon Austin show on the next series.
I think your prediction may hold true. If you're close, stay close. If you're not, come on back and watch this final 4 minutes.
Gotta love the way Geno Smith has answered the bell. We talked about him not being in rhythm, throwing for only 50%, 155 yards at halftime. He's been sensational ever since.
Tavon Austin is ready to return. His numbers tonight, On the ground alone, 292 yards. He's caught 4 passes, Joel, for 82. Just over 4 minutes left. Kicks away. Austin cuts outside and a flag. Well, that flag came from the near side of the field. It's been a busy night for referee Greg Burks and his crew.
During the return, holding number 37 of the return team. Penalty being forced, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Joel, while we have a moment, let's have the time now for the Reese's perfect play of the game.
I guess we can just go right back to the last touchdown. Landry Jones being patient, allowing Kenny Stills to come wide open in the back of the end zone. Just a blown coverage from West Virginia. You're going to see 2 West Virginia players let him go, left open right in front of the goalpost, and the senior quarterback, he ain't going to miss that one. Easy touchdown for Oklahoma. They missed the 2-point conversion, so only up by 1, but sets up for just a showdown down the stretch. 44-43, 4 minutes left. This is what it's all about.
Geno Smith, Mountaineers go back to work. Room, running, watch out. Tavon Austin, past midfield to the 49 and tripped up by Colvin.
You know what's amazing about this, and Petros, you can also speak to this, Oklahoma hasn't changed what they're doing. They continue to run man coverage. They continue to run the same defense, and Mike Stoops is living with his players, but Tavon Austin just running all over him, 300 yards rushing.
You know, that space has not existed for Andrew Bowie or Dustin Garrison, but every time Austin gets the ball, it seems that there's an unreal amount of space on the football field for him to work his magic.
Those numbers now, 339 yards. He wants more, patient, and he slides to the 40-yard line. He picks up 4. I'll bring down 2nd down and 6.
That is the risk when you play man coverage, is that you're taking defenders out of the equation just based on the routes that they have to cover because it's man coverage. So you've seen a lot of times Tavon Austin running down the field, and a guy like Aaron Colvin is covering Stedman Bailey 30, 40 yards downfield. That's the risk that you run with man coverage, but they've been incredibly successful with it as a pass defense, ranked 8th in the country.
2nd down and 5. Play action, Geno Smith up top. Touchdown, Bailey! Joel, to this point, 4 weeks of frustration for Geno Smith. In this second half, a rebirth.
Geno Smith becomes the first passer this season to eclipse the 300-yard mark against Oklahoma. And Stedman Bailey with his 2nd straight 200-yard game. Last week, 225 yards. Tonight, 13 catches, 205 yards, and 4 touchdown catches.
.253 to play. 49-44, West Virginia.
Timeout, West Virginia.
And now Dana Holgerson will use his final timeout as we look at this last touchdown. And Geno Smith, Joel, as a former quarterback, he's got the rhythm and confidence.
Yeah, you can't throw it any better than that. Bailey just runs out of his shoe. Aaron Colvin even had deep help on this. Both Tony Jefferson and Aaron Colvin beat deep by Stedman Bailey. That is a tired Oklahoma defense running up and down the field. They have given up 750 yards of offense to Geno Smith and West Virginia.
Geno Smith, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And now the Mountaineers will go for 2. This would make it a 7-point game. Smith tucks and runs. He's stacked up and dropped at the 5.
Smith. That's the run for the 2-point conversion. Tackled at the 5.
Frank Shannon, middle linebacker, number 20, came in for the stop. And now it's back to work for Oklahoma and Landry Jones. 49-44 West Virginia. And make sure you stay tuned right after this one's over. The AT&T Fox College Saturday postgame show. Kansas State. Been a dangerous night for the Wildcats against Baylor. Oregon and Stanford will are battling for the Pac-12 North. All the highlights and scores around college football.
It's senior against senior here. Gino takes his team right down the field for a touchdown. Landry Jones getting set to try to match him.
.36-10, his career record as a starting quarterback at Oklahoma. He's attempted 47 passes tonight, completed 34, 497, and 5 touchdowns. 116 career passing touchdowns for Landry Jones. What a career. You made a statement earlier. It's like Gino and Landry Jones have been around this game a long time.
They've been around forever, and they are putting on a show here tonight.
Kicks away. Picked up goal line. Brennan Clay. Clay 20. Clay 25. Clay breaks a tackle 35-40. And Clay brings Oklahoma to the 45-yard line.
On the kickoff return.
Big 12 standings, Kansas State. That could change before the night is out. Oklahoma 5-1. Texas, Oklahoma State, West Virginia. A win here would boost their program and, Joel, make them bowl eligible.
They need those extra practices bad with all these young players. They're not thinking about that right now. They're just thinking about knocking off the 12th ranked team in the country. Oklahoma still possible at-large bid, and the BCS at stake.
Landry Jones back to work. Kenny Stills gets out of bounds.
Now Landry Jones over 500 yards throwing the football. The numbers are just staggering. 750 offensive yards for West Virginia, 614 offensive yards for Oklahoma. It's like we're back to the West Virginia-Baylor game we did here a few months ago.
That was a 70-63 shootout. Tonight 49-44, but the clock runs up on 2 minutes, and Oklahoma is down 5. Slingshot it, caught. Justin Brown 20 inside the 15-yard line. Now here's an issue. You could score maybe in this game too early.
Well, each team might get 2 more possessions from this point, the way that they're going up and down the field. Landry Jones, beautiful ball, accurately thrown to Justin Brown. Timing plus ball placement equals yards after the catch, allowing the wide receiver the opportunity to run after the catch. Landry Jones does a beautiful job on the last play.
94 yards on 4 catches for Justin Brown. Second down and 10.
Tackled by Shaq Brown. Loss of 2.
Petaway and Rao were there for West Virginia. Shaq Brown's had a nice game.
You know, as a play caller, you start looking at your matchups. Kenny Stills, top of the screen, matched up with Darrell Chestnut, the redshirt freshman. It's a favorable matchup for Oklahoma.
A loss of 2. Second down and 12 for Oklahoma as we hit the 1 minute 1 minute to play. Landry Jones in the pocket, slingshots it underneath on the hands of Brown. He is tackled and dropped back at the 4-yard line. Carl Joseph with a picture-perfect tackle.
And forcing 3rd down. Inside of a minute. Blake Bell in the game, 250 pounds.
Timeout. Oklahoma will use a timeout.
Let's go back and look at that tackle because it's saving West Virginia at this point. You've got Justin Brown coming across, and here's the true freshman Carl Joseph, and just upends him, forcing the 3rd down play. Sticks himself right at the 3-yard line. Wow.
Put a shoulder pad right on the number 19.
When we talked to the defensive coaches about, hey, who's the leader on defense? Every one of them said Carl Joseph. Very rare for a true freshman.
You look at the timeouts, Joel. 1 remaining for 12th ranked Oklahoma. No timeouts for West Virginia.
2 down territory here.
It's 3rd down and 2. Blake Bell. Keeper. Stacked up. 4th down. Will Clark. Landry Jones on the sideline. They give way to the big fella Blake Bell. And Joel, West Virginia's front ready for the 255-pounder.
Yeah, it's both of George Wright and Will Clark in the backfield, forcing Blake Bell to make an adjustment before he wanted to. There's big number 99. You see Blake Bell losing yardage on that play. That's George Wright, the senior from Miami, 6'2", 291 pounds. And it comes down to 1 snap of the football for the bowl game with 27 seconds left. And this is the correct decision for Bob Stoops. Blake Bell coming off the field. The senior, Landry Jones, he's thrown for 500 yards back on the field. This game is in his hands at this point.
Oklahoma, 4 of 6 on 4th downs this season. They need 3 yards to keep this drive alive. 27 seconds on the clock, down 5. Touchdown Stills. Touchdown Oklahoma.
You talk about pressure. Landry Jones throws a perfect slant pass on 4th down to his most experienced receiver, Kenny Stills.
And now a 2-point attempt. Trying to make it a 3-point spread, 50-49. And it falls incomplete, and there's 24 seconds remaining. A 1-point game in Morgantown.
Landry Jones had a wonderful window to throw to. I mean, that's as clean a window as you're going to get for a slant pass, and Dana Holgerson can't be happy. But he's got to be thinking he's got 24 more seconds, and Bob Stoops is thinking, we still got 24 more seconds.
10 catches, 91 yards, 4 touchdowns for Kenny Stills. You know what? Keep the do. It's working for you.
Petros, there's no way you can kick this ball to Tavon Austin.
No, you got to squib it. You have to squib it right now. He's kicking out of bounds. Just don't put it in his hands.
How about that throw, Petros, from Landry Jones? On fourth down, everything's on the line, and he throws it on the money.
Stills is their star. He's been there for them all year, all night tonight.
Remember, West Virginia has not lost 5 in a row since 1986. They started 5-0. They've dropped 4 straight. They had heartbreak and double overtime on this field a couple of weeks ago against TCU. The kick is away. It is Tavon Austin, and he's tripped up and down to the 24-yard line. 21 seconds, no timeouts remaining, and West Virginia with the ball down 1.
Got to understand the situation. No timeouts remaining. You can still go in the middle of the field because a first down will stop the clock, but you've got to get your offensive line prepared to go up and down the football, spike the football in order to stop it once they wind the clock after the chains are set. Geno Smith has to manage this situation perfectly to get himself and his team in position for a field goal.
First and 10, 21 seconds to play, down by 1 at the 23-yard line. Smith in the pocket, escapes, he'll run, first down, heads to the sideline, smart play, and it stops the clock, but he runs it down to 12.
I still think you can throw the ball in the middle of the field as long as it's past 10 yards and you're stopping the clock with a first down.
Every Oklahoma defender has their eye on Tavon Austin. Dropped it, Stedman Bailey. Dropped it right at midfield. That leaves 9 seconds on the clock, 2nd and 10.
They need about 30 yards to have a legitimate try at this with Tyler Bittencourt.
His longest of the season is 52 yards. Geno out of the pocket. Caught out of bounds, 49-yard line.
Well, now you're either throwing it into the end zone or running your kicker out there for, at this point, it would be a 65-yard attempt, 66-yard attempt. I think he's doing the smart thing. Geno Smith still on the field. 1 play for the game.
Smith winds up, Hail Mary. And it's Oklahoma's game on the road. 50-49. Dana Holgerson told us the hardest loss of the season was a double overtime loss to TCU, and I'm sure this game will rank right there or beyond. Two Sooners right on top of that pass, and a remarkable night of football ends here in Morgantown. Oklahoma survives, 12th ranked in the country, 50-49 for Joel Klatt, Petros Papadegas, our entire Fox crew. Greg Bolerjack saying so long for Morgantown. Let's take you now to Aaron Andrews at the Fox Studios for the